shits, and then we're good to go. Alright, unhost. Yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, that's good. I also need to make a thumbnail and upload that other one from the other day. Should probably do that. Alright, self-host is good. Alright. Just need to copy that now. May as well make a YouTube post about it as well, why not? Some people might be interested in seeing. Yeah, that's done. Hey Galactic. How's it going? Oh shit, I never deleted the tweet from going live yesterday. Need to get more online about doing those things. As for the other thing, I do need to upload that VOD from yesterday. God, I hate showing that. Servers are down. Servers are indeed down. That is very much true. Sound a little older when you're tired? I mean, I'm just chilling. This is how I normally sound. I am normally more hyped up for videos or stuff. This is how my videos used to be, and that's how people thought I was a lot older. Because I just talk way more monotone. Actually, I don't even need to bother with this. Just make a thumbnail for stream VOD. Not this one, but... Alright, thumbnails. Ah, shit, it's a thumbnail template. Archive. Not a shadow... Oh, never mind. Yeah, it is. I already have a... So this is my... Wait, what the fuck? Are the colors fucked? I don't know, my monitors don't like playing nice with each other in terms of colors. That's weird. Seems to be way more yellow than it actually is. I'm curious. Yeah, that's the normal... That's fucking weird. I think my monitors just straight aren't compatible with each other. Oh fuck. I already fucked this canvas up. Great. Great. Absolutely fantastic. Bruh. Do I need to recopy paste it? Clipboard does not... Fuck off. Clipboard does not contain an image. My ass. My ass. It does this sometimes, and it's so annoying. I need to actually start using decent software instead of just free shit that I got online 5 years ago. How's your day? Not bad. I got more... Okay, there we go. I got more leveling in on Dark Knight, so that's good. Yeah, that's still yellow. I need to get new monitors. But yeah, I'm happy I got more leveling in on Dark Knight. That's really what it boils down to. I'm up to level 45 now? And that's without rested EXP or doing any, like, actual roulettes today, because I did them all in my astrologian. I was planning on going live earlier, but, I decided not to, because I just wanted to watch Rich get to the point where he would actually meet Gaius as the Shadow Hunter, which, if you've ever watched one of Rich Campbell's streams, while it may only be 2 quests away, that's 6 hours. Alright. That's roughly what it was. Yeah, that's close enough. You know it's fucking ghetto when I'm measuring the distance between the text and each side with 2 fingers that I hold to the screen. Alright, I can just throw that in downloads for now, just to keep it quick. JPEG. Oh yeah, I don't have any in there right now. August 23rd. Okay. And now, make quick YouTube posts, and I'm doing an editing stream because some people might like to see that for some reason. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just throw the actual thumbnail up. The thumbnail I've made for it. Why not? Get some people to click on it within the next couple hours, because I'm probably gonna be live for 4. Just editing this stupid thing. Alright, there we go. Do I do the clickbait of the actual title? Like the actual video? Or do I get the Vieira? Hey, Sammy. I say a mix. The Ooh, but we can't fit in both the bunny girl's ass and boobs into the thing. We're just gonna need to go like this. Oh, fuck. But if you guys have any, like, game soundtracks or something to listen to in the background, right now I just have, like, calm Zelda music going. So I put a 14 video right now. Under the weight. Oh god. Or forward and back. Yes, just get the more hardcore music from FF14. Why not? You know, what could go wrong? Forward and back, and then forward and back. Alright, there we go. We'll delete that later, once the stream is done. As for now, I need to log over to the alt I have. Sephiroth Phase 2. You want to play Fiend? Fiend is the definition of intense. Alright, alt over. I have this on a separate channel because at one point I was worried. I need to check my emails as well. I don't care if people see this. Oh, never mind. That's a bad thing to show. I was continuing the meme. Ah, I see. Yeah, nothing. I didn't check the right one, but after almost accidentally doxing myself there, well, doing it, whatever. Among the chill Legend of Zelda music, yeah, this is just not what I listen to. It wasn't a meme. Of course it wasn't. Oh, did I fuck up and make it 23rd instead of a 22nd? Yes, I did. How'd you come up with look item? It's not a... Hey, Chung. It's not a stupid question, but I guarantee I have a stupid answer. Alright, so basically... Fuck. I came up with it in the 6th grade. So, judging on that alone, you can probably tell where this is going. So, I've always wanted to do YouTube since I was little. You know, it's just the normal thing of growing up around, being around my age in the current day is like, you want to be a YouTuber when you grow up. It's what most kids want to be. So, basically, I first had the name, I first was going to make a channel name with, God, I don't know how in-depth to get with this. But like, we're talking, I was so obsessed with doing YouTube when I was older that I would use crayons and markers and just random pieces of paper and chart out a schedule for myself of what videos to make and when to publish them. This is the kind of determined I was. Yeah, so the way that Lokitem came to be is originally I was going to go with a Link Shulk 88, combining two of my favorite series, Xenoblade and Zelda, of course, along with my favorite number, because, oh god, that's a whole other can of worms. I'll just keep going with it. So basically, I was really fucking stupid as a kid, because this was when I was like 4 or 5. My favorite number was the number 8 because it was Alexander Ovechkin's number for the Capitals, and I was born and raised for the first part of my life in Washington, D.C. So I had this really dumb thing where I thought that you couldn't be older. Like, your age could not be above your favorite number. So I went, you know what's better than 1-8? 2. So that's how that came to be. I had that for years. Then as I got older, I realized, wait, this is fucking stupid and not memorable at all. So I moved on to the next one, which was going to be Ryanite, combining my last name and my first name, and I wanted to make it sound cooler. So I added "ite" to the end of it. I'm like, yeah, I'll just have a logo as a comet or something. Well, that also didn't fit because I found out that it was some sort of strange cult thing in India. Also, it sounded dumb. So I went, okay, scratch that. And then I started coming up with something better, and I eventually ended up on Lokitem. Basically what it was is I wanted to combine a base word, because I thought that Loki was something really cool to go by, like the trickster god. So I ended up going with that. But then I started looking up, and I'm like, oh wait, there's actually a YouTuber named Loki. So then I went, okay, I need to add something else into it. So I went like, okay, what about Loki Doki? That was also a thing. And I'm like, okay, that is also a thing. So then I kept moving on, and I had like 50 or 60 things. I just ended up adding on like random shit to the end of the word Loki. And eventually, one of the names that was on the sheet of paper I had it on was Lokitem. I just added item. And if it was pronounced properly, like how I pronounce it, because people always read my name out as Lokidum or Lokidum or whatever, and honestly that's how it should be read out phonetically. I think that's the right word. But yeah, I just always pronounce it Lokitem, so here we are. Like, and then I found out, oh wait, this is such a weird name that I can use it on literally every site ever created because no one has ever used it before. So I've just been rolling with it for over half a decade now. That's literally how it came about. Like, some people have actually, like, a reason behind their names. Mine is just like, yeah, something stupid I came up with in 6th grade, and it was literally able to be put on every single site without an issue that I just kept going with it. I hope that answers the question. Probably does, just way more in depth than it needs to, honestly. Alright, this needs to go up tonight to keep. So a really genuine, funny, and wholesome story. I vibe with it. Oh, nice. The Lokitem origin story? It is. Hey, Rio, how's it going? But that's legitimately how I came up with it. It's nothing special. It's something I came up with in 6th grade as just some random thing. Oh god, I still remember when I came up with it. So, it was at a lunchtime. We were all sitting in our classroom. I'm just with my two best friends at the time. Back in elementary school. We're just sitting there. We're talking about this, and like, I'm just saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, I'm gonna have this name, it's gonna be great. God. It's legitimately how it came to be. Alright. So let's actually get into editing these things. So, normally I don't do this, but since I'm actually streaming, I'll just keep my script and shit on screen, so I can actually reference it in real time along with the shot list. Why not? I'm just gonna roughly go over my setup for things here. DaVinci Resolve 15, I think it is, or is it 16? It's 16. I just have my bin set up for timelines, video assets, of which there are lots. Audio assets, the 4 pieces of audio that I split them up. That way I'm not dealing with, like, if a file corrupts when exporting or trying to save it in Audacity. That way I don't lose everything, and at worst I lose one segment. So I try to break it up as much as I can. With this, it's pretty obvious. I just have an intro, the 5.4, 5.5, and then the outro. I have my music assets, so when I start ripping songs from the game to put as background music, like ripping them off YouTube, Mecha D is the only reason my channel exists. But yeah, I'll just throw all those audio files in there. Overlays. I do need to make an overlay in a minute for the beginning of the video. To just combine. Oh yeah, Mecha. Yeah, literally. I need to combine these two again. Yeah, the border that I put around all my videos. God. I want to get rid of the border for my videos, but I feel like it's kind of dumb. But I feel like that's one of the things that's like a signature trademark of my video at this point. Like the thin white border around it. Like this was legitimately... I didn't used to have them at all. When I started this, I put a border around it because I was trying to make videos about anime. And I was told, you know, you can try and fool the copyright system easier because you can't put any clips of anime together properly if you're a small channel without getting absolutely destroyed. That's how my channel almost got deleted 4 or 5 times. From just getting like almost 3 copyright strikes, then not uploading until they're all gone, and then going back to it and then getting more copyright strikes. And then once I started to be consistent with the gaming content I did otherwise, I kept it on there. And then at that point, it became more of a nod to like Scott the Woz or something like that. And it's still around. Inserts, so this includes the outro. That's it nowadays. I used to have more inserts, but I got rid of them because I realized, oh yeah, the analytics say, since it shows me what part of the video people watch, they'll just skip over that part specifically. So why would I want to keep it? So I got rid of that, so that's just the end here. The normal music I'll be replacing today for the finale with the Shadowbringers like title music, like when the actual lyrics singing the home riding home. I'm going to be putting that in instead. I may as well get started now and stop stalling. So yeah. Not mainline, intro. Audio assets, get down to the timeline. It's only 48 seconds, luckily. Actually, I'm curious. How long is this video going to be in total? Alright, we'll snap that in. Snap in 5.5. Oh boy. 27 minutes. 27 minutes, Jesus Christ. I do this to myself. I really do just do this to myself at this point. Alright, that's in. Now, I think the only 2 I'm going to use are going to be, yeah, Mordona 1 and Mordona 2. So, I'll have to find a natural break in my speaking, but no more than 20 seconds in the same shot unless I can make something interesting around it. Oh god. So sometimes I forget to turn my mic off when I'm recording these things. And I mean, I take off the background anyway.
RPGs that did manage to rise in power were all offering something that Warcraft didn't.
So this raw clip alone is just my character standing still and Josh Strife Hayes in the background.
The Elder Scrolls Online
God. Oh fuck, I deleted the wrong part of that. I was watching Josh Strife Hayes' new video, so that's just mixed in there. With the absolutely perfect conclusion to the Shadowbringers expansion and overarching story that came with patch 5.3, Final Fantasy XIV started to move towards the story of its next expansion, Endwalker, with the remaining 2 patches of the 5.x series. While not being to the same level of the 3 patches of the 5.x series. With the remaining 2 patches. How I feel about Josh Strife Hayes. I enjoy some of his stuff. Some of the stuff's hit and miss. I don't know. I don't know what you can say about anyone though. Patches of the 5.x series. Well, not being to... Okay, so patches of the 5.x series. As much as I try to get like a visually interesting shot for this, like you can see the Keeper of the Lake Crystal Tower with all the fog. It's pretty based. I don't want to leave it more than 12 seconds without doing any sort of movement to it, because that'll just kill retention. We're not being to the same level of the 3 patches before. Yeah, I'm probably going to break it up here at Endwalker 23, so I can go half and half, roughly. So, zoom it in a bit to have some sort of difference, maybe 1.25 instead. Yeah, that seems fine. That seems fine. We're not being to the same level of the 3 patches before them. These final 2 patches do quite a good job of reintroducing the Scions to the world of the Source, and to foreshadow and begin down the road towards Endwalker. Those patches are what we will be focusing on today. Patch 5. Okay, perfect. Right where I want to end it is where I actually have a natural break and speak on what I'm saying. Fantastic, that makes this a lot easier. Oh god, what's in the background of this one? Ah, fuck. I can almost guarantee it's probably trash taste with this one.
The risk was just
same Josh Strafe Hayes video. Patch 5. Endwalker. Wait, what? No. Get closer and closer till it's just an eye. With the absolutely perfect conclusion to the Shadowbringers expansion and overarching story that came with patch 5.3, Final Fantasy XIV started to move towards the story of its next expansion, Endwalker, with the remaining 2 patches of the 5.x series. We're not being to the same level of the 3 patches. That's what you heard? Okay, I was about to have a heart attack. Did I fuck up my speech that bad? Its next expansion, Endwalker, with the remaining 2 patches of the 5.x series. We're not being to the same level of the 3 patches before them. These final 2 patches do quite a good job of reintroducing the Scions to the world of the Source, and to foreshadow and begin down the road towards Endwalker. Jesus Christ, Chung, you almost gave me a heart attack. I know I boggle my speech quite a bit when recording these, but holy shit. I don't think I'm that bad. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no worries. No worries. If you guys do see anything like that, though, please tell me so I can record a correction. Please do tell me. Yeah, as you can see on the first frame, things are blurry, so I'm going to cut out the first couple seconds. Yeah, there we go. I literally did Tales of the Shadow today just to get Flamine out of the way for this. Those patches are what we will be focusing on. Those patches are what we will be focusing on today. Those patches are what we will be focusing on today. Patch 5.4 features rewritten. Is the Zelda music in the background a little loud? I don't know, because I have my headphones, so I'm not actually monitoring how the stream sounds. Like, if the music's too loud for me, I just adjust the dial on my headphones. Those patches are what we will be focusing on today. Patch 5.4 features rewritten and 5.5 Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of spoilers for the 2 patches of Death Unto Dawn. Quiet for me, but that's probably just my own doing. Alright. I mean, my voice should be above it. But that's the way I want it to be, though. Just have it a bit in the background just to fill dead air. 5.5 Death Unto Dawn. There will be a 5.5 Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of spoilers. Yeah, so that's a break of subject, so. And to emphasize things, we'll have a somewhat. Audio's all good? Okay, cool. We'll have a comedic zoom in, which I use way too much often and isn't even that comedic. We'll zoom into ×3. And adjust my character's position a bit. Yeah, he's fine there. Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of spoilers. It's a little too much dead space for my liking. Alright. We'll just cut out... just that little bit there. Cool, there shouldn't be a difference of more than a frame. Audios are connected again. Okay, cool. 5 Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of 5 Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of spoilers for the 2 patches in this video, so if you wish to avoid spoilers or have not played through this part of the game for yourself, I highly suggest you go do so. But for those that remain, I wish... Alright, that's the break. We'll go to 1.25x. Ah, fuck. I need to upgrade to 17. Honestly, this software is not supported anymore. And I haven't updated it in months because it doesn't auto-update. I could move my guy with a camera pan, or I could just keep him like this. I suggest you go do so. But for those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. So, as always, my name's Akaidam, and welcome to... Yeah, I'll just move him over a bit more. And then I'll just fade in the logo there. It doesn't need to be something he's moved for. He's fine as is. Alright, there we go. I skipped forward to 1.35 though. I think I'm giving more room to play. Yeah, a little bit more. Maybe a bit much, but I'm not going to finick it with it any more than that. What's the... I need to put together that overlay real quick, so files up. I'll just create an actual... Yeah, those things aren't the biggest size, so I don't want to stretch them too much. Let's go 1920 by 720. Shit. Alright, that's fine. What's the thumbnail look like again, though? Shit. I know I put it on YouTube a second ago, so I'll just look at that. Oh, fuck, I did this again. Oh, I didn't... Did I accidentally stop the upload of that last VOD? Are we good on that front? Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna switch back over to my main channel then. And we can take a look at that community post that I made. Okay, yeah, so it's quite simple. Text isn't that big. Death Unto Dawn and Futures Rewritten are a little uneven. I might redo the thumbnail, honestly. Did I fuck up the owl thing as well? I did. Yeah, I'm gonna redo that thumbnail tonight. I don't like that one. I don't. It's been months since I've made that. Like, legitimately, it's been 4 or 5 months. So my thumbnails have improved a lot since then. Which is happening to me. I absolutely hate it. The one random black spot. I don't think I noticed. Oh, fuck. What do you mean? Like on my YouTube page? On the homepage? Oh, this shit, yeah. This is supposed to be for an ad. But I have ad block on, so it doesn't show it to me. Yeah, so if that's happening to you, your ad block is working. Which is a positive in this case. It very much is a positive. Alright, throwing together an overlay. Let's get up 5.4 logo. I'm going to change the background to black, though, then we'll just remove that later on. As for Futures Rewritten, we'll get that up. And then use a little secret technique called For the Sake of My Video, and because I want it gone at the moment, we will remove the patch 5.4 parts in the most barbaric way possible. Literally just going to rough erase it. Because this is only going to be on screen for like 10 seconds. And if I leave a pixel or two behind, oh well. Alright. That's gone now. Keeps it with the narrative of the video. We can move this. Fuck. We move this over there. Okay, Death Unto Dawn. This needs to be a bit bigger. Yeah, that should be fine to roughly maintain the aspects. God, I love Twilight Princess. I really want to play through this game again. It's probably nostalgia reasons, it's my favorite game ever made. Objectively, no. But for nostalgia, oh yeah. Alright. I think a barbarian doing that, but I don't think I left even a single pixel. No, I didn't. No mercy. Alright, What about the last legend sees the same size font? I've tried doing that in the past, but the logos are a little fucky. Like, we're never gonna get them to the exact same size, because the fonts are different to an extent, and the way that everything lines up. They're pretty damn close. If Futures was a bit bigger, they'd be closer to even. They luckily both end with the same N, so we can kind of get... Yeah, they're kind of different as well, though, at the same time, which is really, really fucking annoying. Yeah, I'm not going to fiddle with it any more than that. Ah, fuck. Death of Dawn should be below it. Fuck. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, now change to the same font I always use. 108. And, oh, I should probably center these with each other first. That would be the smart thing to do, which is probably why I chose not to do it a minute ago. And then just hold it down so I don't move over a pixel. But, yeah, I think that is what I'm going to call even enough. In other words, I can't be bothered to fucking change it any more than that. Okay, give room for the text there. I think it's about as good as I'm gonna get, so I'm not gonna keep pushing it. I don't need the text to be anything denoting anything big. 72? Yeah, this needs to go in the bottom of them. Not in the bottom. Yeah. That's a fine size. Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually... Fuck. Give us a bit more space than I originally was planning on. Yeah, that looks fine. Do you know what would be nice? What would be nice, Galactic? Enlighten me. These two can... I think it's off by like 3 or 4 pixels. It's off by literally 2 pixels. I'm just gonna put the shadow effect on this now. Then we throw this on a thumbnail later, once we put the female viewer and all that. Alright, we'll change this to blue temporarily. If server maintenance added data center travel, it won't. Yeah, this is... I figured something would happen here with the masking. Yeah, as you can see, blue is a lot less forgiving than black. And this could This could actually fuck up a thumbnail, so... Have to manicure that a little better. The top part isn't as bad. No, that's the wrong fucking layer. That'd explain why that wasn't doing anything. Yeah, that should be fine. That should definitely be fine. Ugh. I hate the blue as much as the next guy, but it's awfully effective. This also needs to be changed back to white, black. Oh wait. Effects, object, outline, shadow. Yeah, they seem to be roughly about there. I can pull this back a bit. That's about as close of a match as I'm gonna get. Now we can move all this together. Ah, fuck, wrong layer. We can move all this together now. And add the finishing touch. One can hope in vain. That is true. But getting your hopes up will avail you not. Hope, but not likely. Yeah. Hey, Smurfin. Alright, that should be fine. I apologize for the blue. I hate it just as much as you all no doubt do. But it is a necessary evil at this point in time. I want a data center travel for LunarCon. Yeah, I heard a lot of people went to that. I was away at the time. Probably still wouldn't have gone though. Like under any circumstance. I didn't go. Instead I went as Mr. Face. You stole Denmo's whole thing. Sammy, you bastard. Alright. God, Zelda music is so fucking... Everything about Zelda is so good. Alright, that's our video overlay. So, you know how we just spent like 10 minutes working on that? That's not even going to be on screen for 10 seconds. Had a whole mob of faces? Yeah, I saw. Would you have to make a crystal alt? Yeah. That's one of the reasons. So I played 5.4 and 5.5 overlay. There we go. Cool, PNG, proper formats, we're good to go. And now, it's just a matter of importing that son of a bitch into overlays. It'll be fine in there. Yep, there it is. It was Denmo endorsed, nice. I know, I'm just joking around. I planned 2 of them. I might even have been getting myself into a rating set for the next expansion now. Oh, damn. Alright. I'm still trying to find more people to raid with for Pandemonium. I have 1 so far. So. But for those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. So, as always, my name's Akaidem. Okay, we'll roughly have this fade in around here. Ah, fuck. Didn't hold... Oh. This is so weird, because in Paint, like the software I use, Paint.net, you have to hold down Shift and then drag the corners to make it, like, be even. It's the opposite in this. You hold down Shift and drag this, and you're getting all the wackies. All the wacky. Meanwhile, if you just don't hold down Shift, you get it normal. Never done it before, but I'm quite a competent black mage. If you're a competent black mage, that's good. If you're willing to, you're welcome to join us, Sammy. No problem there. Alright, that's the only overlay I need here. So, yeah. Can just throw on the border to make sure everything fits now. Yeah, it's just weird, because it seems like more of a me video when it has the border, as much as I don't like it. It takes an extra 5 seconds to add and kind of lets me see if everything aligns, so... Me complaining is not point. I'm gonna stop being such a casual. I'm gonna actually change monitor 1 a bit. That way you guys don't see my taskbar and can actually see the chat better. Nothing wrong with being casual? Nope, nothing at all. I do want to try Savage and other in-game content, but other than my group catch up, yeah. The hope for me initially was that I'd be able to get my friends into raiding with me. Like my IRL friends that I made videos introducing them to the game. But of course, that never came to pass, so... Here we are. Fuck. Monitor capture, I think that's fine. Zelda music or nothing. Alright, that's fine. I'm gonna lock that in now. Alright, so, this is not exactly as lined up as I'd like it to be. There we go, we can push it more into the corner. And that also gives us more space to expand it a bit more. I just need to realign it. Yeah, that's a good size, but at this point I may as well just center it. Now it looks better cornered. Much better. Much better. If I move my guy over a little bit more, I think it would also look nice. I don't have any room to do that at all. Alright. That's like 2 pixels. Alright, let's take a look now. That should be fine. Oh, shit, I need to add a fade. Rewritten and Death Unto Dawn. Since it hard cuts the next part, I'll just leave into the history of Pandemonium. Yeah. 2 pixels better. No, it's just 2 pixels tucked under the border, roughly. For those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. Okay, I want it to have it faded in about there. Like, say when I stall no longer, you get the titles. You get the title splash. Vento, thanks for those, buddy. Or down while I was doing Palace of the Dead. Oof. It's the Castle of Hell. Yeah. At least it's not the house that made death. Alright, Alright, video transitions. I want it to be... 1 second might be a little... I'll check that in a minute. Additive dissolve like normal. Let's go 0.75 seconds. And then we'll line that up there, roughly. Remain, I wish to stall no longer. So, as always, my name's Akaida. I'll extend that a bit. The full 60 frames is fine. Oh, no longer. Let's get that right, like legitimately right on it. Okay. Should be fine. For those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. So, as always, my name's Akaida. Cool. If I pay 300k for a potted die. Sammy, he's on Crystal now. He got bribed. Alright, so. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Yeah, he abandoned the best data center, so fuck him. He got paid off. Alright, How about... Y0. That's about right. So what do you guys think? That's about even, I think. Even enough. My love is easily bought. Mine isn't. What do you guys think? I think it's better centered there. What do you guys think? Is it better centered or is it better in the corner? Corner, centered. I'm leaning towards having it centered. Centered? Yeah. We get paid more than I get paid for VIP here. Huh? Sammy, that was just a convenient time to give you the little crystal. I would have given it to you either way. I just figured that was a convenient time to add a bit of comedy to that stream. Because I felt like it was an okay... I felt like it was an okay stream, but I felt like that would be a good joke. Like, oh, I easily bought. Who's Sammy? Analogy Hyperdrive. Alright, that should be good. 5.5 Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of spoilers for the 2 patches in this video, so if you wish to avoid... With the absolutely perfect conclusion to the Shadowbringers expansion and overarching story that came with patch 5.3, Final Fantasy XIV started Analog
the story
Hyperdrive.
of its next
I just always read it as
expansion,
Analogy
Endwalker,
Hyperdrive.
with the remaining 2 patches of the 5.x series.
While not being to the same level of the 3 patches before them, these final 2 patches do quite a good job of reintroducing the Scions to the world of the Source and to foreshadow and begin down the road towards Endwalker. Those patches are what we will be focusing on today. Patch 5.4 Futures Rewritten and 5.5 Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of spoilers for the 2 patches in this video, so if you wish to avoid spoilers or have not played through this part of the game for yourself, I highly suggest you go do so. But for those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. So as always, my name's Akaidem, and welcome to So I Played Final Fantasy XIV.
I think I'm gonna actually make that.
But for those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. So
I'm gonna make that fade in longer, actually. Oh fuck! 2 seconds. 1.5. All right, there we go.
But for those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. So as always, my name's Akaidem,
That looks good to me.
and welcome to So I Played Final Fantasy XIV. But for those that remain, I wish. But for those.
I'll move this a bit.
But for those that remain, I wish to stall no longer. So as always, my name's Akaidem.
I would be very surprised, Vento. Rank 1 in PvP. Savix might have something to say about that nowadays. Alright, I'm gonna get more Dona music for this. Actually, I think I'm actually gonna switch my category to the FF14 category. Why not? Just chatting is pointless. We're doing everything FF14 related. Let's take a look at this. An update regarding NA/EU. This came out like 5 minutes ago. An update regarding NA/EU data center congestion and the next steps. Greeting Final Fantasy XIV players. This is your producer and director Naoki Yoshida. I'd like to say a huge thank you for the support from our players around the world, including those of you who recently started your adventures in Final Fantasy XIV. On the other hand, the number of simultaneous logins has continued to hit the upper limit, especially in the case of the North American and European data centers and worlds. And as such, I'd like to provide an update regarding the current situation and need to designate certain worlds as congested. I'll be the Sonic Fox, Jesus Christ. During the patch 5.58 hotfix maintenance scheduled for August 24th, so that's the one going on right now, we'll be changing the operating system settings for the server congestion of the European data centers, and the login cap will be increased once we have confirmed stability post-maintenance. Furthermore, in late September, we are also planning to replace some of our equipment with high-performance machines to further increase the cap. We've observed considerable levels of congestion on the European data centers over the past few weeks, especially during weekends. The login queues have been quite long. Please rest assured that they are working properly. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we ask that you continue to wait for your turn to log in should you encounter a queue. Classifying all Ether data worlds as... Oh my god, the entire Ether data center. The entire data center. Holy shit. Yeah, they want to, but they can't get servers. They're going to classify the entire Aether data center as congested. As the patch 5.58 hotfix maintenance, all worlds in the Aether data center have been classified as congested. Despite expanding the maximum capacity as much as possible and closely monitoring the situation, the number of logins for each world have constantly remained at full capacity, which led us to taking this course of action. This means players will be unable to create new characters on any world on the Aether data center until the classification is lifted. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience this will cause for those of you who are looking forward to embarking on adventures with friends. Were the numbers of characters to increase any further, it could result in login queues to take up to several hours. In a content drought, Aether Data Center will full go away. We no longer want you to play the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy XIV with a free trial. Oh my god. Several hours in a content drought before an expansion. Holy shit. Which is why we need to take this approach. In the meantime, we kindly request that you consider creating a character on a world within the Primal... No. Or Crystal data centers. Yes, go to Crystal. We don't want to deal with the shit on Primal. Though, we're aware that they are currently quite congested as well. Primal's fine at the moment. Primal's been fine. Like... No, don't go to Primal. Listen, go join all the degenerates on Crystal. Just go there. Once again, we sincerely apologize for the inconvenience this will cause for our players in the North American data centers. Actually, the WoW players would probably fit in best on Primal because it's the most like WoW. It's the most toxic. Addition of new worlds and other large-scale solutions for each data center. To address the congestion situations, our infrastructure and development team are currently working to plan large-scale solutions such as expanding our data centers or adding new worlds. As previously mentioned, however, there is an ongoing global shortage and increased demand for semiconductors, and quite frankly, we are still struggling to source the required equipment. Additionally, the recent resurgence of COVID-19 cases in Japan has raised many concerns regarding our ability to travel overseas for on-site implementations. These setbacks have made it difficult for us to cut down on the time required for implementation. Considering the current situation, we will likely require more time in implementing our large-scale solutions. The circumstances surrounding our infrastructure are far from ideal, but I promise that we will continue to persevere in implementing any solutions we can. Thank you for your understanding and continued support. Naoki Yoshida. My god. That is insane. I mean, I'm very happy about it. But oh my god. Like that's actually insane. I don't know what to say. I hope they can get new worlds and stuff so they can pad out the data centers a bit more. Ideally, I'd like to make it so data centers aren't a thing, and instead you just have North America, you have Europe, and then you have Japan. Like, just have one giant data center with all the worlds on it. I think that would be the best solution. And honestly, I feel like because of how much stuff they're going to have to replace or pad out, they may as well just do that. Especially with the game's current growth. I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Oh yeah, I still need to rip music. They will offer the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with the expanded free trial, which you can play all through the entirety of a realm reborn in the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60 for free with no time restrictions but playtime. But it worked too well. Oh no. Please don't hear. Yeah, exactly. That's too much. What's going to happen when Endwalker comes out? Yeah, moon's closed. Pool's closed, kid. No getting on the moon. Listen, we know you want to visit Emmett Selk's little moon house. You can't do that. We can't let you do that right now. Alright, what music do I put, though? New World instead of Endwalker? Honestly, that might be the move if you're not caught up. Just play Endwalker. Just play New World for a couple months. Let me in. Yeah, basically. I don't use this account. Like, my actual main YouTube account, I don't really use it for anything other than, like, posting videos and shit. By the time Endwalker comes out, yeah, but if you're not... Oh, shit, do I have alerts on? I do. I need to lock all this in, though. Racism good? Oh, God. What the fuck? Do you know Black People featuring Moist Critical and Point Crow? I don't even know why that's being recommended to me. Probably become permanent congested. It never will be. Alright, Gentlemen, my secret weapon. The Shadowbringers OST. Chronological. This is good. Where's a normal town theme I can rip? Do Under the Weight? No. Please, I'm not putting that on the beginning of a video about Shadowbringers. Ravana? No. Blue Fields, yeah, that would work. This works. Never use this site I'm about to show you. I've just been using it for years. Yeah, Ravana isn't happening, guys. It's not gonna be Ravana. I'm sorry. I know how much Ravana and rejoicing in the glory of combat means to you guys. But that's just not gonna happen right now. It's just not. I wanted Titan though, not Ravana. Doesn't matter. Okay. Eden BGM. Alright, and now for the worst part of the entire fucking editing process. Blending music in the background. Import that into music. I rename the file. And just like that, cut off the first little bit to get to the more consistent music so it's less distracting. Try it out at -20 to start. With the absolutely perfect way too loud conclusion to the Shadowbringers expansion and overarching story that came with patch 5.3. With the absolutely perfect conclusion to the Shadowbringers expansion and overarching story that came with patch 5.3, Final Fantasy XIV started to move toward. With the absolutely perfect conclusion to the Shadowbringers expansion and overarching story that came with patch 5.3, Final Fantasy XIV started to move towards the story of its next expansion, Endwalker, with the remaining 2 patches of the 5.x series. While not being to the same level of the 3 patches before them, these final 2 patches do quite a good job of reintroducing the Scions to the world of the Source and to foreshadow and begin down the road towards Endwalker. Those patches are what we will be focusing on today. Patch 5.4, Futures Rewritten, and 5.5, Death Unto Dawn. There will be a lot of spoilers for the 2 patches in this video, so if you wish to avoid spoilers or have not played through this part of the game for yourself, I highly suggest you go do so. But for those that remain, I wish to stall no longer, so yeah, that's good. There's a few spots where I don't think it's ideal, but whatever. -3 background fade here, we'll go for 30 frames. As always, my name's Akaidem, and welcome to So I Played Final Fantasy XIV, Futures Rewritten, and Death Unto Dawn. Okay, cool. Okay. Because I have class in the morning. Alright, later, dude. Alright. Oh, fuck. Yeah. With the absolute to stall no longer. That's 1 minute, not even 1 minute of 28 done. We've been live for 50 minutes. This is good progress, gentlemen. Fuck. Now then. Back to Zelda music. Alright, shot list up. First I have to get audio, 5.4. Yeah, that should be fine. Now then, the first one is Rising Stones. How long am I at the Rising Stones for? Since December 9th, 8th of 2020. Yeah, patch features rewritten. It's the first patch I ever experienced at endgame. Not that far. Either way, though. Rising Stones 1. Released on December 8th of 2020, patch 5.4 Futures Rewritten was the first patch I ever experienced at endgame, having caught up with the story just a few weeks prior near the end of 5.3. I think I'm going to switch these around. I hate both the Rising Stone shots. They're not going to be in for long though, so fuck it. Yay, Skyward Sword. Alright, let's try 1.25. Yeah, that'll be fine. Released on December 8th of 2020, patch 5.4 Futures Rewritten was the first patch I ever experienced at endgame, having caught up with the story just a few weeks prior near the end of 5.3. And this was a very important patch for endgame players, as I will never forget how excited and angry my prior near the end of 5.3. Honestly, I think if I just set this to be more centered, and if I could just crank it up to, that's about right.
for this piece. Beginning piece can just be, because I'm not going to put any actual information there. It can just be default. There we go.
Written was the first patch I ever experienced at Endgame, having caught up with the story just a few weeks prior near the end of 5.3. And this was a very important patch.
I think I'm going to actually keep this at 1.25. You can see Y'shtola poking in.
Patch I ever experienced at Endgame, having caught up with the story just a few weeks prior near the end of 5.3. And this was a very important patch for Endgame players, as I will never forget how excited and angry my FC mates at the time were about 5.4 bringing with it the first new raid tier in just under 10 months. Which of course was thanks to a little virus that fucked the first new raid tier in just under 10 months.
Okay. And then...
Which of course was thanks to a little virus that fucked over development of 5.3 especially.
Comedy. They're gonna make this Loki do close. He looks like a sour... He's like a pissed off dog in that frame.
Which of course was thanks to a little virus that fucked over development of 5.3 especially.
Okay, that cuts in a little too early.
Which of course was thanks to a little virus that fucked over development in just under 10 months. Which of course was thanks to a little virus that fucked over development of 5.3 especially. This was the first proper substantial content patch in 10 months. So it brought the aforementioned...
Okay. Let's go zoom in 2. Drag him over as much as we can, because this is where all the text is going to be describing what came in the patch.
Mentioned third and final raid tier of the Eden series called Eden's Promise, a new 24-man raid for the Bosnian Southern Front called Delubrum Regine with a 48-man Savage version, and this was in addition to many updates to the Southern Front. The next stage of the Resistance weapons, the second trial of the Sorrow War Elite series and the Emerald Weapon, which also had an extreme version. There was also a new dungeon tied to the MSQ and a new Unreal trial, which in this patch was the Naval. There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was released, but that's just a seasonal event, so whatever. Patch was the Naval.
Alright,
there was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was released, but that's just a seasonal event, so whatever.
Yeah, that'll just be changing it to be a bit closer and zoomed in on my face for that.
Cool. Also a new dungeon tied to the MSQ and a new Unreal trial, which in this patch was the Naval. There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was released, but that's just a seasonal event, so whatever. Needless to say,
Doma Castle. I really like Doma Castle. I do. I think I put it like A tier when we did the list. That sounds about right to me.
Released on December 8th of 2020, patch 5.4 Futures Rewritten was the first patch I ever experienced at Endgame, having caught up with the story just a few weeks prior near the end of 5.3. And this was a very important patch for Endgame players, as I will never forget how excited... There was also the Starlight Celebration. Needless to say, this was a huge content patch that gave players quite a bit to work away at. A refreshing change for many after nearly 10 months of nothing besides the Southern Front. However, while content in this patch was abundant and great, the same can't really be said for the MSQ of the patch, which is, in my opinion, the weakest story patch since 2.x. Not bad by any means, just not as good as most story patches, and it was right after the end of the Shadowbringer story, which was pretty much an impossible act to follow. But moving into the MSQ act to follow.
A bit long in terms of rambling, but not that bad. Who texted me? Oh.
Jeff Keighley is hosting his space.
It's gonna have to do in the MSQ? Nice. Wait, shit, so you've actually been plowing through Stormblood.
Needless to say, this and soon after the patch was released, but that's just a seasonal event, so whatever. Needless to say, this was a huge content patch that gave players quite a bit to work away at. A refreshing change for many after nearly 10 months of...
I love this shit. So you like it a lot more than Heavensward? I figured you would, but nice. Just don't say that to most people or you'll be burned at the stake.
Nothing besides the Southern Front. However, while content in this patch was abundant and great, the same can't front. However, while content in this patch was abundant and great, the same can't really be said for the MSQ of the patch, which is in my opinion the weakest story patch since 2.x. Not bad by any means, not bad since 2.x. Yo, another good opinion? What do you mean? Hey, Dustin, how's it going? Alright, not bad by any means, just not as good as most story patches, and it was right after the end of the Shadowbringer story, which was pretty much an impossible act to follow. Okay, cool. I love Stormblood Blessed Expansion. Yeah, I think it's really good. I wouldn't say it's the best one. I don't know, it fights with Heaven's Word to me. Since 2.x. Not bad by any means. Honestly, I'd say that in terms of X.0, Stormblood is better than Heaven's Word. But in terms of patches included in that sentiment, Heaven's Word is better. But if we're talking about just like the release day version of the game, yeah, Stormblood. Just not as good as most story patches, and it was right after the end of the Shadowbringer story, which was pretty much an impossible act to follow. Because, I mean, yeah. 3.1 was meh, 3.2 was great, 3.3 was absolutely incredible, 3.4 was really good, and 3.5 was pretty good. 4.1 is meh, 4.2 is honestly pretty boring, 4.3 is incredible, 4.4 is decent, and then 4.5 is pretty good. And then Shadowbringers is what takes it, but... in front called Delubrum Reginae with a 48-man Savage version, and this was in addition to many updates to the Southern Front. The next stage of the Resistance weapons, the second trial of the Sorrow War Elite series, and the Emerald weapon, which also had an extreme version. This was the first proper substantial, which of course was thanks to a little virus that fucked over development of 5.3 especially. Yeah, we'll start it here. That's 2. I need a fourth path. Video. We'll get to overlays. Actually, it might better to just come back to that. Yeah. I'll come back to that when I'm done with the rest of the shit. But moving into the MSQ, it begins with the Scions who are now fully settled back into their bodies, meeting to discuss the future. This one is Alize's quest? Yeah, Alize's quest. Oh, shit. Video assets. Alize. But moving into the MSQ, it begins with the Scions who are now fully settled back into their bodies, meeting to discuss the future. However, Lee suddenly arrives unannounced and after a happy reunion informs the group that civil war once more has broken out within Garlemald after the death of Emperor Varus. She then invites everyone to join her in... I should come forward to just as before Elise arrives. Now the fact that she built it herself. Where's the first frame of this? Cool. But moving into the MSQ, it begins with the Scions who are now fully... Not bad by any means, just not as good as most story patches, and it was right after the end of the Shadowbringer story, which was pretty much an impossible act to follow. But moving into the MSQ, it begins with the Scions who are now fully settled back into their bodies,
Not a
meeting to
fan of
discuss the
Elise.
future. However, Lee suddenly arrives unannounced and after a happy reunion informs the group that civil war once more has broken out within Garlemald after the death of Emperor Varus. She then invites everyone to join her in Girabania for an Alliance Council meeting, of which all agreed to attend save for the warrior, Graha, and Alize, who have other business to attend to. This business is to find a cure for tempering, which up until recently was thought to be eternally uncurable. But after the recent success at using the Porxies on the victims of the singing, to both rehabilitate and eliminate...
Yeah, I think that's a popular opinion. I liked Elise better when she was Ida.
Process of their transformation, Alize is hopeful that the same method could be employed to treat tempering, and she needs the warrior and Graha's help on her quest. Seeking to know more about the affliction before attempting to treat it, the group heads to Az's Law to try and uncover any information on her quest. Then cut to the Az's Law bit. Yeah. These videos take so much longer to edit, but since I actually have like a formula for it now, it doesn't take much time at all. 5 hours. To get everything to a point where I like it. Group heads to Az's Law. Seeking to know more about the affliction before attempting to treat it, the group heads to Az's Law to try and uncover any information that the Allagans may have had about tempering. However, to reach Az's Law, the three need an airship, which Tataru happily announces that the Scions now own. The Lalafell happily speaks about the machine that bears the name Bonanza, and gloats Okay, I cut too early. About the fact that she built it herself. Now on patch day, when I was playing through this piece of the story, I was wary and was almost certain that the airship crashing would be how we entered the dungeon of this patch. But Tataru turns out to have been far more capable of a shipbuilder than a miner, and we safely arrive in the mysterious area above Appalachia. The three explore the dungeon of this patch, but Tataru turns out to have been far more capable of a shipbuilder than a miner, and we safely arrive in the mysterious area above Appalachia. The three explored the islands of Appalachia instead of Appalachia, but whatever. Victims of the Sin Eaters to both rehabilitate and eliminate the process of their transformation. Alize is hopeful that this is spring, and she needs the warrior and Graha's help on her quest. Seeking to know more about the affliction before attempting to treat it, the group heads to Az's Law on her quest. Yeah, what I did there was fine. Comments correcting you. This is boosting the engagement. Yeah, it's just one tiny little pronunciation thing. God. Well, now I want to talk about something that happened. It's the pettiest thing in the world to actually speak of. Alize to fulfill her promise to save him. Sure enough, the cure works perfectly, and Gabu is brought back to his normal self. With this heroic victory in the books, the Scions look to assemble an army of Porxies to aid them in undoing the tempering. There we go. Ba 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 ba. But Gabu is still relevant. Gabu is very relevant. Gabu is one of the most relevant characters in 4.4. And in the entire story as a whole. Gabu is legitimately one of the most important characters. Now on patch day, when I was playing through this, gloats about the fact that she built it herself. Didn't think he added him. Yeah, he gets cured, and then he's very important. He's only important because he's the first one to ever get cured of the tempering. That's literally the only reason he's relevant. Recently was thought to be eternally uncurable. But after the recent success at using the Porxies on the victims of the Sin Eaters to both rehabilitate and eliminate the process of their transformation, just 2 more runs.
Alize is hopeful that the same method could be employed to treat tempering.
Hey, Dio, how's it going?
And she needs the warrior and Graha's help on her quest.
Sorry to hear that.
Seeking to know more about the affliction before attempting to treat it.
Was that the recording lagging or my computer rendering?
Tempering, and she needs the warrior and Graha's help on her quest. Seeking to know more about the affliction before attempting to treat it, the group heads to Az's Law to try and uncover any information that the Allagans may have had about tempering. However, to reach Az's Law, the three need an airship, which Tataru happily announces that the Scions now own. The Lalafell happily speaks about the machine that bears the name Bonanza, and gloats about the fact that she built it herself. Now on patch day, when I was playing through this piece of the story, I was wary and was
Okay, that should be fine. We can cut more of Alize out and keep more of me. Almost certain that the airship crashing would be how we entered the dungeon of this patch, but Tataru turns out to have been far more capable of a Okay, cool. But Tataru turns out to have or devoid of any useful information, forcing them to carry on. The search for the information is quite an enjoyable one, as not being in mortal danger or embroiled in some conflict for pretty much the first time since 3.4, the characters are allowed to have some simple yet enjoyable interactions with far more genuine and playful dialogue. Like Graha hiding away and looking for, a note in reenacting his first meeting with the warrior. Like Graha interactions.
That cuts
characters
on
are
a
allowed
long.
since 3.4. The characters are allowed to have some simple yet enjoyable interactions with far more genuine and playful dialogue.
Cut it there.
Like Graha.
The amount of editing I do to some of these cutscenes is ridiculous to try and get them to actually flow.
Finding a way to have a moment.
I don't think any of them would be too bad this video, but yeah, there we go. Give me a couple frames. But yeah, let me pull that comment up. But yeah, how's it going, Deal? Welcome on in. Hey, it went up. Any more held for review? Okay, good. Mythical spinning tanks, and I nearly left because of it messing with my positionals, but I'm doing swell. Oh boy. Everyone's favorite thing. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is a proper comment. I normally find this person Zoilo when they comment. They normally say something arrogant, but they said something actually true here. That's actually, their comment is 110% true. Something I feel a lot of people don't understand about this patch. Graha Tia died. Yeah, he did die in the end of 5.3. His mortal flesh died. Much like Minfilia died in 5.0, the Graha Tia on the source is not the Exarch, and it just simply has his memories. Like, that brings up a whole debate of, okay, if you have the memories of a person, are you that person? And if those memories are what you make yourself act on, are you that person? But in terms of actually physiology and what it was, yeah, because only his memories were loaded into the crystal. Like, Becklug says that much plain in dialogue. And then this person, it wasn't just memories. The whole point of developing those crystals with the Exarch's blood to transfer mind, memories, and soul. Yeah, the 3 parts of the Scions that were stuck there. As Dragoon at level 50, I have 1 positional, so why is the boss spin around when I need to hit it? True North. It's what he puts into the crystal just before turning into a statue. Yep, he didn't put it right before, but yeah, pretty close. Oh, never mind, yeah, he did. Did he? No, he didn't. I forget that one little bit. The final bit he puts in is mind and soul. No, he doesn't. He just puts in his memories. That's why also early in the patches, if you talk to him about what will happen if he goes to, he says, I don't know, there's a chance the source body rejects the transfer and my soul is lost, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. They're worried that the memories would curdle with the soul since they're too, whatever. It wasn't that his body and the source would reject him, it was whether or not the 2 souls would recognize the other properly as their past and future selves respectively. Yeah. And then this. Imagine only having 1 positional. He just wanted to be young again. That's really what it was. He's like, you know what? This is why I'm going to go back in time. Spend 100 years on this thing. I just want to go back and be with my bro or sis, the Warrior of Light. Yes, I do dislike comments on my videos. This is very, very petty of me, but I do it when I don't agree with something. And I will like my own comment to make it look like more people agree with me. This is just how it works. I feel like your explanation about the scene with Hythlodaeus was off. No, it wasn't. I read the dialogue 5 times over while making the video and watching the cutscene even more. Lacking, missing the point? No.
I mean, yeah, it told us a little about Elidibus, but the real focus of that scene was made it so significant was him all but coming out and telling us that a Zem was us. He didn't say anything about a Zem being us. He didn't even allude to it, really. What he was just talking about is the legacy of a Zem and who they were. Or Azim, the Zayla tribe. Yeah. He had absolutely nothing besides introducing us to the character of a Zem. That's literally it. Listen, you gotta look out for number 1. True. Alright. Let's get back to actually the focus of shit. Hey, well, my Isaac, run nice. Alright. We get enjoyable interactions with far more genuine and playful dialogue, like Graha hiding away and reenacting his first meeting with the Warrior of Light, or Alize finding a way to have a moment alone with the Warrior and have a proper conversation. Soon enough, we find what we are looking for, a node once owned by an icon researcher by the name
I'll cut it
with the Warrior and have a proper conversation.
My bad. Alright, yeah, here it is. I'll cut. Yeah, that's a good spot. Alright. Soon enough, we find what we are looking for, a node once owned by an icon researcher by the name of Owen. But one last obstacle is encountered, as despite recognizing who informs the player about everything that transpired at the Alliance Council, Sid Garland could get the machine to die. Information within the node is password protected, and after multiple attempts, the group cannot figure out the phrase needed to open the device. So they resolve to bring the machine to the Ironworks, confident Sid Garland could get the machine to divulge its secrets. We quickly return to the Rising divulge its secrets. I need to open a window. It's just way too hot in here. It's been like 30 all day. Alright. Station. Soon enough, we find what we are looking for, a node once owned by an icon researcher by the name of Owen. But one last obstacle is encountered, as despite recognizing Graha's Allegan royalty, the information within the node is password protected, and after multiple attempts, the group cannot figure out the phrase needed to open the device. So they resolve to bring the machine to the Ironworks, confident Sid. Okay, switching to Sid. Magitech setup. So, Empire itself, Garland could get the machine to divulge its secrets. We quickly return to the Rising Stones and meet with Kryl, who informs the player about everything that had transpired at the Alliance Council. With the Empire now at war with itself once more, the leaders have decided to turn their attention back to the primal problem. The goal is to work with friendly factions within the Beast Tribes to stop the need for summoning peacefully, hopefully killing the problem at its root, only further boosting the need for a cure to tempering. Soon after Sid arrives, and after a reunion which for Sid is no more than 2 years in the making, but for Graha more than 300, they set to work. Using what is essentially a giant Magitech calculator, Sid manages to crack the code and access Owen's files. A hologram appears from the node and they watch as but for Graha more than 300, they set to work. Using what is essentially 100, they set to work. But I like your funny words, Magic Man. Yeah. It's just a change in the scene, so the editing software will lag itself out a bit. We quickly return to the because it's loading in and rendering the next thing in that little thing while also transitioning and monitoring what's in there. It'll all be fixed once I actually render the video out, but Sid is no more than 2 years in the making, but for Graha more than 300, they set to work.
Using what is essentially a giant Magitech calculator, Sid manages to crack the code and access Owen's files. A hologram appears from the node and they watch as an elegant scientist explains the mechanisms for which icons make thralls of men, and Alize's theories are soon confirmed. Much like when infected by the light of the flood, tempering causes the soul to stagnate. However, unlike the souls of the Sin Eater victims, which could be coaxed out of stagnation, the souls of the tempered cannot be reanimated without intensifying their already radical faith. After thinking over this new information, Graha forms the hypothesis that an adapted form of the technique used to put the scions into the spirit vessels could be used to perform targeted reanimation within the souls of the tempered. To test this theory, Magitech terminals are needed, and due to a lack of materials, the warrior is sent to Ishgard to fetch a supply of ceruleum. We head to the Ishgard airship landing used to put the scions into the spirit vessels could be used to perform targeted reanimation within the souls of the tempered. To test this theory, Magitech terminals are needed, and due to a lack of that an adapted form of the technique used to put the scions into the spirit vessels could be used to perform targeted reanimation within the souls of the tempered. To test this theory, in the souls of the tempered. Within the souls of the tempered.
Alright, I'm just gonna cut that way there's not a little bit of light there that could cause someone a small seizure or something. It's 40 frames. Hopefully in these 40 frames it doesn't switch a shot. Because if it does, fuck. Nah, it's 40 frames the same. Do you think the reason Alphino is so short because he doesn't drink coffee? Because he drank coffee in the time with the Crystal Braves and sent in his growth? No, Elizans don't hit their growth spurt at around 20. They age slower. Using what is essentially a giant Magitech calculator, Sid manages to crack the code and access Owen's files. A hologram appears from the node and they watch as an elegant scientist explains the mechanisms for which icons modifying their already radical spirit vessels could form targeted. To test this, securing ceruleum. A scene with Vento's favorite, Sir Imeric. I like my idea more, it's funny. Yeah, it's funnier, but if you're asking about lore. After learning our quest to keep the tempering pledges is support, sending us off in To test this theory, Magitech terminals are needed, and due to a lack of materials, the warrior is sent to Ishgard to fetch a supply of ceruleum. We head to the Ishgard airship landing where the order of ceruleum is set to be picked up, where we bump into none other than Sir Imeric, who after learning of our quest to cure the tempering pledges Ishgard's full support, sending us off in an airship with all the ceruleum we could ever need and more. Imeric has some competition right now though because Hien is just so fucking cool. I mean, Hien is really fucking cool. But here's the thing, you have a better chance with Imeric, Vento. Just look at the dialogue.
Legend says that this sudden rebate finally canceled out the cost of Gosetsu's katana from back in Stormblood. We return to the Rising Stones and find that work on the preparation. Legend says that this sudden rebate finally canceled out the cost of Gosetsu's katana from back in Stormblood. And more.
How much more can I push this before it's fade?
To test this theory, Magitech terminals are... To test this theory,
Actually, I have an equal chance with both because neither are real. True. But in universe. More Hilda for me. Hey, Amelia Trivian, how's it going? So you're one of the Hilda stands, eh, deal?
Magitech terminals are needed, and due to a lack of materials, the warrior is sent to Ishgard to fetch
Not good, actually? Oh, no, that sucks.
We head to the Ishgard airship landing where the order of ceruleum is set to be picked up, where we bump into another, sending us off in an airship with all the ceruleum we could ever need, and Gosetsu's katana from back in Stormblood. We return to the...
Damn it, it's literally that couple of frames.
To test this theory, Magitech... To test this theory, Magitech terminals... To test this theory, Magitech terminals are...
How? I'm just gonna keep moving it. I mean, why not? My first love is gone. Oh no, Mo and Brita. Is it Mo and Brita? Tempered. To test this theory, Magitech terminals are needed, and due to a lack of materials, the warrior ending where the Order of Ceruleum is set to be picked up, where we bump into Nether pledges Ishgard's full support. Use Katana from back in Stormblood. We return to the Rising Stones and more. Legend said back in Stormblood. Alright. Now then, we do a quick zoom on this. Let's give it a bit more. 1.5. Hosher font, and then he got a oof. Yeah, that happened. I'm gonna change the black and white. I never really cared for Hosher font until I started going back through all the MSQ again. I don't know, because I really didn't like him in ARR. I found him just kind of like, oh, he's just a convenient plot device. I really started liking him in Heavensward, but then he died. I'm like, oh, okay then. He dead now. Could ever need and more. Legend says that this sudden rebate finally canceled out the cost of Gosetsu's Katana from back in Stormblood. We return to the Rising Stones and find that work on the prep. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Okay. Magitech Madness is up next, so gotta pull up that. What's in the background of this? Raha Sid and everyone's favorite douchebag. Really... Oh, I was watching Asmongold's stream. Nero Toll Skava. When the Ceruleum is set up and everything is in order, Sid gives the order and the magic Toll Skava. Cool. We return to the Rising Stones and find that work from back in Stormblood. We return to the Rising Stones and find that work on the preparation is nearly complete, thanks to the tireless effort of Graha, Sid, and everyone's favorite douchebag, Nero Toll Skava. When the Ceruleum is set up and everything is in order, Sid gives the order and the Magitech terminal starts running countless simulations. While they work away, the warrior is told to take a well-deserved rest, only to awaken to a scene of chaos as the device threatens to overload. I suppose your category is sent to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, because I changed it too. It was set to just chatting. Because we're doing FF14 stuff, and I mean, the game isn't up anyway. The game literally cannot be played. I should open the Omegas for the first time. Nero and Sid are a power couple at times, yes. Fair enough, yeah, because I mean, there's no point in having it and just chatting. It's fucking buried. Not a big deal, but still. Right, who is this guy? Because he followed me. Because he followed me and then unfollowed me, and I'm kind of curious. Oh, fun. It's one of those hate raid bots. Alright. Running countless simulations. While they work away, the warrior is told to take a well-deserved rest, only to awaken to a scene of chaos as the device threatens to overload and explode. While they work away, the warrior is told to take a well-deserved rest, only to... While they work away, the warrior... While they work away, the warrior is told to take a well-deserved rest. While they work... Should just be able to end it there. The warrior is told to take a well-deserved rest. We return to the Rising Stones and find that work on the preparation is nearly complete. While they work away, the warrior is told to take a well... Need to extend that, cut that there. Okay, now drag this all the way to the end. To the scene where it's almost exploding. In order to reach your name with a running up from the ground. But this in and of itself is cured, but free the Primal's grasp, the kobold is left to wither at the thoughts of his crimes against his own people. But even then his rage
rage continues to burn towards the Laminsons,
Come on, just
refusing to
cut.
forget their countless betrayals of the historically trusting.
Fucking hell. It's gonna take literal eons.
Scions and the Admiral are approached by a maelstrom officer who begs to
Okay.
be followed. With the officer, we journey to the cliffs near the ruined city of Strange, but this from the ground to the cliffs near the ruined city of Nim and spot a strange tower jutting. Only to awaken to a scene of chaos as the device threatens to overload and explode. Graha insists to let it run for a moment longer, and with a grand and explosive finish, the machine produces its results. And for the first time since it emerged, the world has a cure for tempering. Seeking to put the new cure to the test, Alize and the others journey to Limsa to speak with the kobold Gabu. The world has a cure for tempering. Seeking to put the new tempering.
Graha's like, oh god. Alright, Gabu is up next.
Start, in a way for Alize to fulfill. Then it's part of the personal gain in a much wider scale, and with that accomplished, it's time to move on to the secondary plot of the patch. The next part of the patch sees us helping Admiral Merlib with her plan. Seeking to put the new cure to the test, Alize and the others journey to Limsa to speak with the kobold Gabu, who she and the warrior had befriended back in 3.4. Since he only showed mild symptoms of a tempering, those being simply falling mute and complacent rather than fanatical worship, he seemed like an ideal place to start, in a way for Alize to fulfill her promise to save
I remember being so scared when I saw this exact picture in like the patch preview back all the way back in December. I was so scared that they were gonna kill Alize off in like a patch. Of course they didn't.
for Alize to fulfill her promise to save him. Sure enough, the cure works perfectly, and Gabu is brought back to his normal Eorzea. Knowing once Hinterland sees to brought back to save the places rather than of a tempering. Since he only showed mild symptoms of a tempering, the place in to start. In a way for Alize to fulfill her promise to save him. Sure enough, the cure works perfectly, and Gabu is brought back to his normal self.
She's too bloody important for the Bahamut coils. Well, yeah,
Ideal
but
place to start, in a way for Alize to fulfill her promise to save him. Sure enough, the cure works perfectly,
yeah, she's important for that. But at the
and
same
Gabu
time,
is brought
it's
back
like,
to his normal self. Seeking to put the new
That's
cure to the test, Alize and the
ARR
others
shit.
journey to Limsa to speak with the kobold Gabu, who she and the warrior had befriended back
I
in
don't think we're going
3.4.
back to the coils.
Since he only showed mild symptoms of a tempering, those
So-
being simply falling mute and complacent rather than fanatical worship, he seemed
Anyway.
like an ideal place to start, in a way for brought back to his normal self. With this heroic victory in the books, the normal self.
Kappa.
With this heroic victory in the books, the Scions look to assemble an army of porkies
What?
to aid them in undoing the
I
tempering
don't think we're
across
going to the
Eorzea.
coils again.
Lacking personal expertise, but knowing one such expert, they journey to the Dravanian hinterlands to speak with Master Matoya. Once arriving, they exchange the normal pleasantries of Y'shtola and her mentor, immediately getting into an extremely polite argument. Knowing one such expert, they journey to the Dravanian. The books, the Scions look to assemble an army of porkies to aid them in undoing the tempering across Eorzea. Lacking personal expertise, but knowing one the tempering across Eorzea.
Alright, next up is Matoya. Yay, Matoya. Alright, the good old bothering the old lady who lives in a cave for help. Got a bit of an issue? Magic you can't figure out? A world-ending event about to happen and you have no clue what's going on? Consult with the old lady in a cave.
mentor immediately getting into an extremely polite argument before finally getting around to stating their business with the old Archon. Knowing the folly of creating an army of familiars by hand, Matoya lands upon the solution of creating a mother Porksy capable of creating countless other Porksies, which would make assembling an army simply a waiting game. However, to do so, we must venture into her abandoned workshop in the Maker's Quarter, which is our dungeon for the patch known as Matoya's Relict. While being a very visually interesting and fun the first time, which is our dungeon for the patch known as Matoya's Relict.
As many scenes as you stole as possible to keep people engaged. Alright. Now then, Matoya Relict.
While
Me
being a
walking
very
through the thing on
visually
Explorer mode.
interesting and roulette, and pulling due to oblivion until we have a group of small clay pigs decide points. That being until the warriors, they would be so peak of acting skills, we managed to take out the pirates. However, when we returned to Vilbrand to report to the admiral, while being a very visually interesting mother Porksy capable of creating.
I'm going with the
Porksies,
nice area.
which would
I'm not
make
going with the
assembling an army
crazy
simply a waiting game.
lava
However, to do so, we must venture
of
into
all
our
different
abandoned
colors
workshop
area
in the
for
Maker's
showing
Quarter,
off the dungeon.
which is our dungeon for the patch known as Matoya's Relict. While being a very visually interesting and fun the first time kind of dungeon, I really don't like Matoya's Relict overall.
base.
While the bosses are serviceable enough with some unique mechanics and being all around just fine, they really aren't all that enjoyable to fight, especially repeatedly as is the norm for dungeons on the Expert Roulette. And though it is one of the faster dungeons with an average runtime only being 15 minutes, it feels like an absolute eternity. Most times you have at most 6 mobs on you while wall pulling due to how small and spread out the packs are, and they really don't have all that many AoE, so on Paladin it's just stand in the middle of them and AoE them down with no movement whatsoever. It's honestly sad. That's the major thing, but a small personal gripe is right before the final boss, it takes a solid 30 seconds for the damn teleporter to appear, and it's way faster to just use return instead of wait. But that's a dumb and very personal complaint of mine, so feel free to ignore.
Agreeable opinion, me. Thanks, me. Yeah. High five. I wouldn't say it if it's not true.
Most times you have at most 6 mobs on you while wall pulling due to how small and it's on movement whatsoever. It's honestly sad. That's the major no movement whatsoever. Whatsoever. It's honestly sad. That's the major thing, but a small personal gripe whatsoever. It's honestly sad. That's the major thing, but a small personal gripe is right before the final boss, it takes a solid 30 seconds for the damn teleporter to appear, and it's way faster to just use return instead of wait. But that's a dumb and very personal complaint of mine. Just use return instead of wait.
It is a very dumb.
But that's a dumb and very personal complaint of mine, so feel free to ignore it. But with the mother Porksy, free to ignore it.
Ba 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 ba.
Wait. But that's a dumb and very personal complaint of mine, so feel free to ignore it. But with
Alright. I'm gonna go use the washroom real quick. But yeah, why would I say it, Deal, if I didn't completely 100% agree with it? In fact, I ran the dungeon today, and I only agree with it more. I'm ahead of my time. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Alright. Oh shit, so actually running the ads did do something. 1 minute of ads makes it so I get 20 minutes of no pre-roll. Okay, that's good. That's good. So it encourages you to take a break every 20 minutes. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, but... Alright. So next up is, I think it's just Porksy. Mm-hmm.
It's ready to be until we have
pork.
But with the mother Porksy now created and tamed, it's ready to be bred into oblivion until we have a group of small clay pigs the size of the US Army. Though still quite a lot of work, it goes by far faster, and soon enough we are prepared to treat the tempering at a much wider scale. And with that accomplished, it's time to move on to the secondary plot of the patch. The next part of the patch sees us helping Admiral Merle of the patch.
Alright. Shit. Now I just need to go to the Merlewib parts. Okay.
The next part of the patch sees us helping Admiral Merlewib with dissenting pirate personal gain, that being, namely the kobolds. This plan was well underway at one point. The next part of the patch sees us helping Admiral Merlewib with her plan to come to any sort of peace with the beastmen of Vilbrand, namely the kobolds. This plan was well underway at one point, that being until her own men attempted to thwart her plans for their personal gain. So it falls to us to go and administer punishment to these dissenting pirates to get them out of the Admiral and the whole of Vilbrand's way.
Yeah.
The Warrior, the Twins, and Grawhawk commence an investigation into these pirates and discover why they are so hell-bent on preventing peace. This band of pirates was peddling crystal bent on preventing Vilbrand's way. The Warrior, the Twins, and Grawhawk commence an investigation into these pirates and discover why they are so Admiral and the whole of Vilbrand's way. Here, the Twins and Grawhawk commence investigation into these pirates and discover why they are so hell-bent on preventing peace. This band of pirates was peddling crystals often used in primal summonings, and with that being how they made their fortune, it is understandable why they would be so strongly against peace. Despite many shortcomings within our investigation and Grawhawk's utter lack of acting skills, we managed to take out the pirates. However, when we return to Vilbrand to report to the Admiral, we find that she's been challenged to a duel by the leader of the crystal peddling pirates, their captain meaning to spell her end.
Alright, now we cut to the duel of Merlewib kicking the living shit out of Sickard. Alright. Right there. Not there. Frame by frame. There we go. That'll work. That'll work just fine. Alright. Fuck. You know, there.
The leader of the crystal peddling pirates, their captain meaning to spell her end. Holding to the admittedly ambiguous and often disregarded pirate code, all we can do is watch as Merlib confronts the man on the deck. Ambiguous and often disregarded pirate code. I always notice the egotistic young characters in FF. I think that's kind of a thing, a Japanese cultural thing in a way of portraying them like that. Like, they didn't listen to their elders. They're fucking idiots. But yeah, it is kind of a thing. All we can do is watch as Merlib confronts the man on the deck of his own ship. Of course, there was never any room for doubt, as being one of the badass alliance leaders, a group that includes all but Lise and Kanisana, she effortlessly dispatches the rebel, but refuses to kill him. Instead, never any room for his own ship. The man on the Merlib confronts all we can do pirate code, US and often disregarded pirate code. All we can do is watch as Merlib confronts the man on the deck of his own ship. Of course, there was never any watch as Merlib confronts the man on the deck of his own ship. Fish was a Holding to the admittedly ambiguous and often disregarded pirate code, all we can, of course, own ship. But yeah, there was literally no room for doubt. She's not Lise or Kanisana. She was gonna win. Till her end. Holding to the admittedly ambiguous and often disregarded pirate code, all we can do is watch as Merlin, actual captain that was named Hilfir, who was unaware of the crystal peddling ways of his subordinates, comes on. Perfect bait for Sickard, you son of a bitch. Alright, there we go. That can be cut out. We can move this forward. Do is watch as Merlib confronts the man on the deck of his own ship. Of course, there was never any room for doubt, as being one of the badass alliance leaders, a group that includes all but Lise and Kanisana, she effortlessly dispatches the rebel, but refuses to kill him. Instead, the actual captain of the pirate band named Hilfir, who was unaware of the crystal peddling ways of his subordinates, comes onto the deck and shoots the boy's gun out of his hand before giving him a good tongue lashing. With that whole ordeal sorted out, the next phase of the admiral's subordinates comes onto the deck and shoots the boy's gun out of his hand before giving him a good tongue lashing. With that whole ordeal sorted out, the next phase of the admiral's
I read the pirate stuff we did? Yeah, I did too.
Tongue lashing. With that whole lashing. It was literally the least important thing that I think we've ever done in the MSQ. If post Shadowbringers ever gets trimmed, that is literally the very first thing to go. It's so useless. Then we have the shit with Titan for the third fucking time. Then shoveling shit for the mole. Less important. Legitimately. With the mole, there was at least some point to our effort. Enough, the Admiral. Stupid fucking kobolds. With that whole ordeal sorted out, the next phase of the Admiral's plan begins. She instructs the Silence to use the cure for tempering on the Kobold Patriarch, and that in order to draw him out, the Silence could use the stolen crystals. Perfect bait for a creature looking to summon Titan back into the world.
I don't like all the pops on my mic, but I can't afford a pop
namely
filter.
fighting a newly summoned Titan for the third or fourth damn time in the MSQ.
I'm showing how cool Merlib is. All it did was stuff some pirate stuff. Yeah.
As long as Alize is safe, it should not be an issue. With that plan set, it's time to enact it, and thus it begins. Easily enough, the Admiral secures a meeting with the Kobold Patriarch and entry into the naval. But immediately upon arriving into that fiery pit of despair, the Patriarch attempts to summon Titan. But the Admiral is ready.
I forget, did we actually have to fight Titan in this solo duty? I think Titan at one point did spawn, right? Because I remember, back then, I'm like, another fucking Titan fight. I was actually so mad. Nah, or was it just hordes of kobolds? They're just weird kobolds, of course it was. Fucking kobolds, man.
and quickly stops him with a well-aimed bullet. Wasting no time, Alize deploys Angelo the Porksy and begins the work of freeing the Patriarch from Titan servitude, though this process takes time and leaves the warrior in charge of fending off wave after wave of angry kobolds. Eventually the Patriarch is cured, but Free the Primal's Grurk is cured, but free kobolds. Fucking kobolds, man. I'll say it time and time again. Fucking kobolds. Not really, we fought bombs. Did the kobolds blow themselves up? Is that what happened? Did the kobolds go full Japan in World War II and start kamikazing themselves? Is that what happened? Fucking kobolds, man. What? The Beast Tribe. I forget what the name of the guy is. But the coward. God, that Beast Tribe quest is so funny. It's like this guy's like, oh, I'm building up my will to fight. Yeah, we're gonna do better. Something happens. I'm not gonna fight. I'm too much of a coward to fight. Oh no, my girlfriend is threatening to leave me because I'm too much of a pussy to fight. Oh no. That's what the entirety of that quest line was. Just like, I want to fight, but I don't want to fight. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, now then, we gotta, yes, give Alize all the life force. I do not object to this in the slightest.
With the thoughts of his crime against his own.
She is the second best female character in the game, behind the absolute best waifu. The absolute best female character. The Red Mage Queen. Arya, I don't know her last name. I know it's really fucking hard to say, though. Best character. Alright. Before we can, the Scions and the Admiral are approached by a garden ablaze before... I remember this shit. Merlub's like, yeah, you want to shoot me? Go ahead and shoot me. You're not gonna do it. Come on. Come on, if you're really so mad, why don't you shoot me? Come on, shoot me. Eventually, the Patriarch is cured, but Free the Primal's grasp, the kobold is left to wither at the thoughts of his crimes against his own people. But even then, his rage... Eventually, the Patriarch is cured, but Free the... Eventually... The Patriarch is cured, but Free the Primal's grasp, the kobold is left to wither at the thoughts of his crimes against his own people. But even then, his rage continues to burn towards the Laminsons, refusing to forget their countless betrayals of the historically trusting kobolds. But after a heartfelt speech from Merlib, the kobold is convinced to give peace one last chance. And with that, the centuries of bloodshed between the two groups comes to a finish. With our business thus concluded, we prepare to return home to the Rising Stones. However, before we can, the Scions and the Admiral are approached by a Maelstrom officer home to the Rising Stones. Rising Stones, more like getting stoned. Alright, the first tower. This scene was so weird. It's hard to think though. These fucking towers have been everywhere in the game for 9 months now. You could have gotten impregnated on patch day and given birth to the kid by now, and the towers are still there. God damn it. We really need to get rid of these goddamn towers, man. What I want to know, though, is considering it seems to be a permanent thing, that's a weird way to look at it, in terms of the time. Hey, Randall. I'm not wrong if you look at it in terms of time. A series of bloodshed between the two groups comes to a finish. With our business thus concluded, we prepare to return home to the Rising Stones. However, before we can, the Scions and the Admiral are approached by a Maelstrom officer who begs to be followed. Though, seems to have one built into its map. With the officer, we journey to the cliffs near the ruined city of Nim and spot a strange tower jutting up from the ground. But this in and of itself is not a possibly world-ending scenario, but upon the Admiral receiving a link pearl that these towers of seemingly Garlean design have appeared all over the world, things begin to
Man,
look
fuck
through
these
to the
towers, dude. Seriously. They're nothing but trouble. Van Daniel, you couldn't have thought of something less ugly to pollute the skyline with? Any other long-lasting structures like that that take a long time to go away? Shinryu's thing, maybe? I don't think Shinryu's took that long. Yeah, because that was all resolved within the patch. So, and Baelsar's wall is just built into the game, so. I know that most things, like, have been built up over time in terms of, like, you see with Idleshire, and there's also Mordana, but I don't know. But yeah, what's up, Hero? But yeah, I might be wrong about Shinryu, but I don't think so. Nim and spot a strange tower jutting up from the ground. But this in and of itself is not a possibly world-ending scenario. But upon the Admiral receiving a link pearl that these towers of seemingly Garlean design have appeared all over the world, things begin to look dire. We are sent to Alamigo, where we see a giant dragon fly over our begin to look dire. A bunch of strange Garlean things that look like this. That look like that. Appearing everywhere. Just a little bit of an issue. I wonder if there's one on the moon. In and of itself is not a possibly world-ending scenario. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if these things shoot up chains and like drag the remaining moon into the Earth. So no new Endwalker news is only like 3 months away, but still, yeah. Void Ark, if I had to guess. Yeah, true. And I mean, there's also the giant ship for the Evilus raids outside Kugane. But that's just there permanently once you finish the quest line. Because they're doing their acting troupe or whatever. Yeah. These building fan Daniels makes look very Void Ark, yeah. That's still there. It's so ugly, man. Like, it kills looking out at the sea from Kugane. It's just like, yeah, it's just a giant fucking ship that's still there. Why is it still there? You're telling me, in all the time that has passed since we finished the Evilus raids canonically, they have not left yet. Or they have not found a place to park their goddamn airship. That's not just, oh yeah, we'll just put it in the middle of the sea, you know, block the evening sun for the entire city of Kugane. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? But upon the Admiral receiving a link pearl that these towers of seemingly Garlean design have appeared all over the world, things begin to look dire. We are sent to Alamigo. But I mean, let me pull this up, since we're talking about that shit. I'm just gonna pull up the archive I have. Bum 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 bum. But like, if we look at this thing. Yeah. Don't ask why I uploaded these, I just felt like it. Where tower? Like, I'm sorry. Because I paid for that spot. That looks pretty baked into the map of Thavnair. It really does. So these things just going to be around for eternity, but will be powered down or something, you think? That's what I have to bet at first look. It's like, yeah, they're going to be powered down. There's not going to be all the crazy crap coming out of them. So because they paid for that spot? Yeah, but they ruined my view from the top of the jumping puzzle. That's what matters, deal. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. Now then, yeah. I am Fan Daniel. I can benchmark, but I know different classes that makes that difficult. Yeah, it does. Because most of the cutscenes, they do just by using, like, the actual emotes that they have in the game.
So, theoretically, you could create them all shot for shot yourself. Minus the Hildebrand shit, because then they just toss all the character rigging out the window. It's like, yeah, we've worked on these models for years. That doesn't matter. Kill them. Destroy them. Absolutely wreck them. Royal Menagerie. Quickly giving chase. Raubon is so cool. Lisa's not. Quickly giving chase. I can't wait to see Endwalker healing. Yeah, honestly, I think Endwalker Hildy is legitimately going to start in Thavnair with him on some strange vacation in Rods at Hand, or we're just going to find him embedded into the moon. Then Bunboy Ellison. What? No, it wasn't. That is factually incorrect. By like 7 to 10 points. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Hildebrand goes to the moon. Yeah. Guys, make sure to pump Hildy. Giving chase, we arrive face to face with Asahi, or rather his Ascian-occupied corpse, who introduces himself as Fan. That an issue. I am Fandaniel. Have they confirmed Hildebrand and Endwalker? Yeah, they did at the reveal. Why did they skip him in Shadowbringers? Apparently they were burnt out on making it and they didn't know what they wanted to do with him next. I don't know how that's when they burnt out, though, considering they could have just done a Hildebrand Isekai. I mean, could you imagine? It's a weird subplot where Graha's first summoning attempt went wrong and he accidentally summoned Hildebrand, who's been there for like 25 years. He's just been marooned on the first for 25 years and he's like, that would have been so funny. Still waiting on the Godbert trial? Indeed. I mean, he does pop up in the Hero's Gauntlet. That is true. He summons the Gentleman of Light, yeah. Hildebrand does make an official appearance in Shadowbringers. Daniel, so. The title of an office of the Convocation of 14. The same group. God, what I found so funny is that all the people who claim to be lore buffs of the game, like, most of them, the actual ones, got this right, of course. Well, all the actual ones. But all these people that are like constantly talking about lore and reposting like this happened in the lore and half the time it's wrong. They said, oh, Fandaniel might be his real name as there's no Ascian on the Convocation of 14 that was named Fandaniel. There literally was. That's where the name Fandaniel comes from. It's one of the offices on the Convocation. Who summoned Zodiar? The Sundered Ascian reveals his intention. We know all the names. To bring about the second coming of the final days. To destroy the world as Amrit was all those eons ago. He also... How do we explain Hildebrand getting the first and going back to the source of that our Warrior of Light's plot armor? Easy. Make it so that the Exarch fucked up and accidentally summoned him. And then something really stupid happens to Hildy, where he fractures the existence of space and time. Logic does not exist in the Hildebrand quests. Reveals that the towers will play a key part in bringing about this incomparable destruction, though he intentionally leaves out exactly what role they will play. As a Sundered Ascian, he himself should not be much trouble, so the warrior moves to apprehend the will play. Pasturat and Hallam of the Convocation, me neither. Yeah, we haven't met all of them, but they're still on the Convocation. I mean, they're all kind of, you know, fucking dead. So that leaves a bit of an issue of the fact that they're dead. I am Fandaniel. I love this scene so much. I'm sorry. He's like, I want you to die. I want you to die. And you, and you, and you, and I want to die. It's like, dude, that is so relatable. I want you to die, and I want you to die, and you, and you, and you, and I want to die as well. Legitimately, after rewatching this cutscene, I really fucking like Fandaniel. He's such a stupid villain. He just wants to die. And he wants to kill everyone else. He's like, I want to kill everyone else and then myself. Like, that is such a level of crazy. I love it. I can't imagine they won't pop up in Endwalker. Maybe they'll try to stop Van Daniel and get wrecked. Yeah, maybe. He's basically Kefka. Yeah. What I really hope is that each and every fight in Pandemonium is based around a different Ascian of the Convocation of 14. Because, what? We get 13 fights for expansion? Per expansion? So, basically, yeah, there's 13 fights per expansion because you get this special extra bit at the end of the 12. You get the 12 part 2, and then 8 and 4 both are different phases. Really sad when the Shadowbringer writer event inevitably gives him a sad backstory. Yeah, Ishikawa's gonna be like, no, you have depression. But yeah, I'd love to see Pandemonium all be about some twisted thing where it's all the former Ascians of the Convocation of 13. And if something happens, like, I'm just spitballing here. But if somehow an Ascian thing allows us to go back in time to the fall of Amuret or when Zodiark was put together or something like that, that would allow us, because all the 13 members of the Convocation, minus Azem, but Azem was kicked out and forgotten, all of them were put into Zodiark. They were the ones sacrificed. I think that would really be cool if you got to fight each and every Ascian. Their 2 phases were them as an Ascian with their unique mechanics and them in their actual true form, like Hades or Warrior of Light. I'd really like to fight Labre at full power. Yeah, he's the only uncentered Ascian who didn't get a proper fight. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't. He just died. He just kind of died in a 4-man dungeon. Yikes. But yeah, the only problem I could see is doing another Hades fight or doing another, you know, Emmett Selk fight. But other than that, I think it would be absolutely great to see Pandemonium be all about the Ascians. Van Daniel loses, but instead of killing me, he has suicidal tendencies and he becomes a Scion. Not even just got eaten by a grandpa in his coffin sword, yeah. They're gonna eventually make an ultimate trial of all the Unsundered, I bet. Yeah, that's what I could see. That's probably what it will be. Like Ascian's Ballad Ultimate or something. I wrote out my predictions for the future Ultimates and that was on there. But if they do Pandemonium where it's all about the Ascians and every boss is an Ascian, I think that'd be really fucking cool. But yeah, they do have to make another Ultimate first, though, considering it's been almost 3 years since it will have been almost 3 years since T when Dragonsong War Ultimate comes out. So, yikes! I want to kill you and you. This is the same. I want to kill you and you and you and then myself. What do you think of Thornton absorbing the Warring Triad? For Dragonsong War Ultimate, cause what? It's 4 bosses. Thornton for sure. Nidhogg for sure. Honestly, I could see them putting in Herae's Velger. And probably Ascian Prime. That's what I see for the MSQ based one, since they're making an MSQ based. Because Ultimate Weapon was MSQ based, so I can see Warring Triad as their own thing. Like with one final ultimate form of them all joined together, or some giant doomsday thing. Something like that. I don't know, I could go into depth on it, but that's kind of pointless at the moment. I want to kill you, and you, and you, and then I want to kill myself. Never have I once agreed with a villain so much. People said they empathize with Emmett Selk. No. I empathize with this psychopath. Ba, ba. Alright, there we go. I just hope that Fandaniel isn't the final boss of Endwalker, and I hope Xenos isn't. How long is maintenance again? It's until 3 a.m. Pacific, so it's a 9-hour maintenance. As a Sundered Ascian, he himself should not
Game
be
has been
much
down
trouble,
for
so the warrior
just under
moves to
4 hours.
apprehend the Ascian, but is stopped by the Ascian's large dragon companion, who he refers to as Lunar Bahamut, who quickly sets the rooftop garden ablaze before carrying the Ascian away to safety, but not before he can reveal that Xenos awaits large dragon companion. Ascian apprehend trouble, so the warrior
My
moves to
generous
apprehend the
patron
Ascian, but is
Xenos
stopped by the
Ye
Ascian's
Galvus
large
awaits you
dragon
at the heart of the
companion,
chaos.
who he refers
Make
to
sure
as
not to
Lunar
disappoint
moves to
him, will
apprehend
you?
the Ascian, and the by the Ascian's large companion, who he Fandaniel doesn't seem like a final boss, but I also hope Xenos doesn't just kill him or something dumb like that, yeah. Alright, be a minute, we'll sleep some then, yeah, 6 more hours. What are you getting with the patch? Are there notes anywhere? It's a hotfix. So, no, there's nothing coming with the patch. Basically what it is, it's stability for EU servers, because Yoshida released a thing at 8 o'clock. Basically, EU is on fire. Aether is on fire. You are no longer going to be able to make new characters on Aether. They are shutting down the whole data center. You can only play on it if you already have a character. That's it. So Primal and Crystal are going to... Crystal probably first, then Primal. But Crystal will start burning, then Primal will start burning. EU is getting a giant tech upgrade soon, and right now they're just working to increase the server limit again. Pretty long maintenance for hotfixes, but I guess congestion is getting really bad. Yeah, because they're trying to make sure that everything will be stable for the new EU shit. For all the new server load. Leave Primal alone, that's what I'm hoping. We've just been chilling during all of this with like maximum 40 people queues, which is just normal. Like patch day, we have 300. Normally we have like 20 to 30. It's just 40 right now. Whatever. Whatever. We're just chilling. On Primal, we're not feeling the whole giant population boom at all. There are definitely more sprouts around than normal, but it's not killing the servers. We're going from actual normal servers to lunar servers? Yeah. Though we've summoned a whole new Primal by bringing WoW players to the game. As a Sundered Ascian, he himself should not be much trouble, so the warrior moves to apprehend the Ascian, but is stopped by the Ascian's large dragon companion, who he refers to as Lunar Bahamut, who quickly sets the rooftop
Just take
garden ablaze
Balmung,
before
please.
carrying the Ascian away to safety. I hate to tell you, but every data center has a cap for the entire data center. Depending on the demand for each server, then they divvy up what resources and how many can log into that server. So if one server burns on Crystal, they all burn. I still have 3 relics to finish. Primal can't go down yet. We won't go down without a fight, goddammit. We'll be the last bastion of hope in this godforsaken game. But yeah, I'm really happy about the influx of new players, especially considering that they're WoW players, so they're more hardcore in nature. Which means hopefully they will drown out the players who want it to be a story-driven RPG and kill anything that has to do with MMO or earning things. The final days were upon us. The very code of the server began to fray, rent by Sprout and WoW refugees. Yeah. Hopefully it makes things better. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, that's only gonna make it worse. I would not be surprised if shit is so bad they delay data center travel until like 6.3. I would not be surprised at all if they delay it to 6.3. Or even 7.0, to be honest. They gotta focus on actually getting servers working. Gonna head out, have a good one, buddy? Yeah, you too, man. I really hope, though, I said it earlier, with the amount of shit that they have to replace and upgrade for the new server shit, I really hope they just make giant data centers. Like, absolutely massive data centers that would combine Crystal, Primal, and Balmung all... like, Crystal, Primal, and Balmung. For some reason, that's on my mind since you talked about it earlier. Crystal, Primal, and Aether. Just combine them all into one data center. Have the data centers each be continental rather than actual, like, split up around the continent. That's what I'd love to see. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think, honestly, that would be the better move for the long term. I just got data center travel working. Why are the servers on fire? Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. I feel like you wouldn't be able to see anything except for people in Limsa if they did that. Yeah. I don't know. They might... I don't know. I don't think it'd be that bad, though, in general. I think it might be a bit of an in-game culture shock. But... because each server handles things like hunt trains very differently. But I think overall it would be a better move, and like you already see so many people in Limsa. Balmung would probably be on fire at all times. I just never want them to let the North American or European players into the Japanese data centers, or else those are going to be on fire. Because people are going to be like, I speak Japanese, yeah, I watch anime, why are there no subtitles? Yoshi should buy server space from PSO2. I don't know. Yeah. I think they shut down multiple servers deal. PSO's doing well, but I think New Genesis launched with pretty much no content. Are generally so different in rating, though, that's going to be awful. Could you imagine? Because the JP strat normally is you have your strat, everyone goes in, they do it. If someone fucks up, you don't say anything. Maybe you vote kick them. But normally you just pug it. You're just like, okay, you know what? We have to do it anyway. Just keep going. And if it doesn't work, then shit. But whatever. So who knows? That would be chaos. But that would be beautiful. Not before he can reveal that Xenos awaits the Warrior of Light at the heart of the chaos. All present are frustrated. My patron DT, but nevertheless, Ravan maintains his composure and insists the Scions return to the Rising Stones in order to rest until the time when they finally have more information as to what exactly they are dealing with. Upon returning to the Rising Stones, all of the Scions... NA players are also allergic to macros. Chaos? Have we come to kill... We've come to kill Chaos. Can I kill it? No. Not yet. Wait until Endwalker. Actually, QEX with Dirty Finder? Yeah, they barely use Party Finder, apparently. It's all they just get in queue, they wait for it to pop, and then they make the best of it. They're insane. Like, they will pug ultimates. These are the people we're talking about. They pug ultimates. But I want to kill Chaos. It's not a thirst. It's not a hunger. It's a need. Or whatever. I got that mixed up, but yeah. Hounds gather around to discuss recent events, and come to the conclusion to seek out the aid of Estinian for the coming battles, which are already set to be the biggest that they have ever experienced. I am Van Daniel. In order to rest until the time when they finally have more information as to what exactly they are dealing with. Upon returning to the Rising Stones, all of the Scions gather around to discuss recent events. And as a Sundered Ascian, he himself should not be much trouble, so the warrior moves to apprehend. I'm sorry, but Lunar Bahamut is so cool, and I'm just mad they made him a dungeon boss. Although it was a fantastic dungeon boss. Like, that was probably the best dungeon boss in the game. You expect to know what you're doing? Oh, no. You just go in. If you don't know what you're doing, you just hope you get carried or the whole group learns together. I want to kill Chaos. Mom says it's my turn to kill Chaos. Apprehend the Ascian, but is stopped by the Ascian's large dragon companion. It's the Warrior of Light at the heart of the Rising Stones in order to what exactly they are dealing with. Upon returning to the Rising Stones, all of the Scions gather around to discuss recent events, and come to the conclusion to seek out a bunch of mentors throwing you mean looks. What exactly they are dealing with.
Listen, buddy, I just met my command. I completed every duty in the game to get this fancy crown. You think I know how to do Rama EX? I don't fucking know how to do that. You expect me to teach you a fight I've done twice, both times unsynced?
Mentor Roulette is ruined. I legitimately think they shouldn't let you queue up for some things in Duty Finder. Just force them to go through Party Finder. Like, it's not worth the heartache, man. It's really not worth the heartache. Upon returning to the Rising Stones, all of the Scions gather around to discuss recent events. exactly they are dealing. Agreed, honestly, Duty Finder is just a trap. Yeah. I remember, I didn't know that you only did Party Finder for those things. So, this was at 5.2, late 5.2, which was quite a bit of an influx into the game around May. Because it was people finally getting bored of shit they thought they could do in COVID and starting an MMO. 4 Sprouts. 4 Mentors. And Shiva EX. Synced. Myself and the other tank were both Sprouts. Both healers. Sprouts. The Mentors were all DPS. And my god, the minute that 15 minutes hit, I have never seen someone vote abandon that fast. I didn't know about Party Finder, so I queued Shiva Extreme, was so confused. Before, but you did queue for this too. Wait, so Hero and I literally have the exact same story in that regard. Shiva fucking EX. But you queued for this too. No, we didn't. We got it in Mentor Roulette. The hell be your sorry ass. EX fights were going to be much tougher than hype. So I sat around waiting for Bismarck EX to pop when I was still a Sprout. Oh god. How long did that take? And did it pop? It's like, I've been sitting here for 3 hours. It hasn't popped. I'm starting to think maybe I did something wrong. That can't be. I mean, you wouldn't be able to queue for it if you didn't do it, right? Come to the conclusion to seek out the aid of Estinian for the coming battles, which are already set to be the biggest that they have ever experienced, as once more the final days were upon them. The fabric
Though
of
I
the
enjoyed this
star had
patch, I
begun
do
to
feel like
fray.
it was the weakest patch for storytelling since the late
Well,
Heaven's
I
Ward
mean,
days.
About
But
an
I feel
hour
that
and
it
I
was
gave
doomed
up.
to be so from the beginning thanks to a few decisions, but it did bring a whole host of content with or upon them. Though I enjoyed this patch, I do feel like it was the weakest patch for storytelling since the late Heaven's
Final
Ward days.
days were upon
But
us. The fabric of the star had begun to fray, its land rend by tooth and claw. I am Van Daniel. And we actually did it? Oh shit. Thornton. It's actually impressive. Oh, okay, here's the changes to preferred and congested worlds, boys. This'll be funny. Alright. Fendinian narrates the Endwalker trailer, yeah. North America Data Center, changed to congested world. Adamantois, Cactor, Fairy, Gilgamesh, Genova, Midgard, Sormer, Sargentinus, and Siren. So that is the congested servers. Change to prefer... It's literally the entire Crystal Data Center. They threw Crystal under the bus. They just fucking threw Crystal under the bus. Change to preferred world. Balmung, Brynhilder, Curl, Diabolus, Goblin, Marlboro, Mateus, and Solera. They've just been thrown under the bus. Primal lives another day, boys. Primal lives another day. Primal is safe, boys. Primal is safe. I'm tweeting this out. Please, man, please. I know Balmung is here, but please go to Crystal. NA server's already on fire. Oh, these poor sprouts who choose Balmung. Oh, and Mateus. But oh my god, these poor sprouts that choose Balmung. Primal keeps on winning. Hell yeah, boys. We don't take L's around here. Primal just keeps on winning, gentlemen. We just win. Oh my god, that's beautiful. I thought it was going to be like, oh yeah, it's a mix of Crystal and it's a mix of Crystal, but no, it's just Crystal. It's literally just Crystal. Isn't this like every single... Isn't this every single server on Crystal? Oh my god. Oh, fuck. It is. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm ready to DC every 10 minutes. Just come to Primal, man. Come join us on Excalibur, hero. You're more than welcome. We have tons of space. A single person, be it in duty or just randomly from Mateus. I'm convinced it doesn't exist. No, luckily they all keep to themselves for the most part. Oh, fuck, that's beautiful. Like, I'm sorry, but that is the very definition of thrown to the fucking wolves. You've been thrown to the wolves, Crystal players. And by God, have I never been happier to see it. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm sorry, I feel like such a dick cheering and laughing about this right now, but I'm just very happy. Frankly. That's right. That's a Square Enix false flag, yeah. Okay. I'm tweeting this out, boys. I'm making a tweet. Ether is out of space. And Crystal has been thrown under the bus. Under the bus. My takeaway. Primal lives to see another day, baby. Hell yeah. Oh god. Balm. Yeah. What's up, Q? Yeah, Balmung is a preferred server. Oh boy. Hey, nothing wrong with being glad that a bomb didn't hit your bomb shelter. Too bad it hit the other ones, indeed. If you permanently give yourself the RP tag, yeah. Truly, the end of days is upon us. Ether itself is out of space. You cannot make a character on Ether. Live stream's closed, yup. It's a small population there that's saying mate us. Hell yeah! Long live the best data center. And then... Thank you. I'm tagging the fucking game. Ether is out of space, and Crystal has been thrown under the bus, ready to be attacked by a legion of rabid wolves. My takeaway: Primal lives to see another day, baby! Somebody summoned Alexander again, he's sucking up all the ether. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm sending this to Galactic. I'm also sending it to Vento. You're gonna love this. I'm literally gonna copy paste the exact same thing to send to Vento. I don't even care. I am so happy right now that the other data center is burning and I will be able to live with low queue times. It won't be long until we're fucked though, boys. Oh god, that's beautiful. Some dog. Then they're like, who's this guy? You know what? Primal is now preferred worlds. Yeah. Listen, this random, not even 3,000 subscriber YouTuber, you know what? He wanted Primal to live. We're burning Primal now. Yoshi P takes no prisoners. What the fuck is this? Crystal is burning. to Ether literally a day ago. I mean, would you consider that getting out in time? You ain't posting that? I already did post that. I'm making I'm on Ether, I have you know. That's good for you. You're full for now. The next stampede of players is going to Crystal. Local Crystal DPS has waited 2 hours to get into stash. I'm so glad I ran. 3 World of Darkness, 24 mens in a row, all ended in abandon. Oh my god. No, on the first boss? It has to have been on the first boss. On that fucking Ahriman. With that stupid gaze. No. Once on the first pack of trash. Oh my god. Angra Manu is the Sprout Killer. It is the Sprout Killer. It was that bad. Holy shit. That is insane. Yeah, come on. I know that they're not... I know that Crystal players aren't the highest caliber. But holy shit. I don't believe Dungeon exists. I certainly haven't seen one. I thought you were talking about shit about Ether. Nah, I'm talking shit about... Ether's already burned. Poor Crystal. The fire jumped the highway, boys. It's in Crystal now. Ether Tank's gonna have a queue of DPS now. Yeah. The Sprouts can save Crystal. They'll read their dual tips. No one reads. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Crystal becomes so populated with WoW refugees and players who know how to play their class? They kill the RP on Crystal. Could you imagine? That's how you save Crystal. I am recovering. Oh my god. That is absolutely incredible. It really is just absolutely incredible. Though I enjoyed this patch, I do feel like it was the weakest patch for storytelling since the late Heavensward days. But I feel that it was doomed to be so from the beginning thanks to a few decisions. But it did bring a whole host of content with it, which is what truly mattered at the end of the day. Ether was the first one, will not be the last, yeah. Drought. While it was definitely enjoyable with lots of good character interactions and dialogue, I do feel it suffered from the choice to bring Hydaelyn vs Zodiark to a close in 6.0 rather than the original plan of 7.0. Thus, the patch not only had to set up for Endwalker proper, but also have more events that would have been key in the original plan for 6.0 that are important to Endwalker. I think the most obvious being after a 10-month drought. While it was definitely enjoyable with lots of good character interactions and dialogue, I do feel it suffered from the choice to bring While it was definitely enjoyable with drought. I want to kill you and you. You can always spot a WoW refugee from how they absolutely refuse to stay still while tanking anything. Yeah, that's the only problem. I don't think the RP is that bad, honestly. Yeah, it depends on the server. The Virgin Crystal, you don't pay my sub for the chat, Sprout. I came from a game with mechanics. Perhaps this game also has mechanics. Yeah. Play the game as well. Yeah. God. I want to crop Yoshi P's face onto Fan Daniel and change the line of I want to kill you to I've already killed you, pointing to Ether on fire. Now I'm gonna kill you, pointing at Crystal, and then finally, and then I'm gonna kill you, and then point to Primal. I'm actually gonna do that tomorrow. I've already killed you. I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna kill you. Balmung is the ERP capital of the world. Yeah. Has grown on me so much, Sam. Are interested in the tooltips that aren't trying to get in bed with them? Yeah. And then myself. Oh god, I'm gonna post that tomorrow and just put it on shitpost 14. Fan Daniel's my waifu. Oh, you poor soul. Free at last to live for the moment. Oh boy. Especially after a 10-month drought. It wasn't that bad? Oh god. Yeah, it's not. I still think that RPers should be confined to their own data center and kept separate of everyone else. But yeah, overall, it's not always that bad. It's just when it gets weird, it gets weird. Waits in queue. Oh. Well then. Just make a party, yeah. I think it's because they want people to see it as they go by. Go back to your containment server. That's, yeah, exactly. WoW has that. Send them to a containment bay. They can go chill with Sephiroth, Sophia, and Zervan, or whatever his name is. Actually, I'm going to throw out a couple more VIPs. Because we have a bunch of extra slots now, so if you're a regular here, you might be getting VIP this very moment. If they did data center travel, it would be Final Fantasy XIV Containment Breach. That's what it is, as long as they, like, Balmung out. I think more Sprouts are choosing White Mage more than anything on Crystal, at least from what I've seen. Shit. There's such a disparity in Sprout healers. Yeah. Yeah, that does happen. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Now I love Scholar healing. Ah, nice. Yeah, I enjoy healing in general. Pumps up those healers numbers. I'd imagine it will. I don't see any reason it wouldn't, so. Bomb is going to pop like a balloon from all the RPers in Ether and Primo trying to get in on the good stuff. Well, it was, which is what truly mattered at the end of the. See the MMO anime healers versus real anime healers? Yeah. Versus real MMO healers? Yeah, I have. I will show you the one good thing to come out of Balmung ever. The one good thing. Literally just this. Just this Twitter account is the only good thing that has come out. Why do you not like Fan Daniel? I like Fan Daniel. This is the only good thing to have come out of Balmung. Epic Urianger. Oh boy. It's we doth be continuing E10S. With Moon Brita complete, now thou hast matching profile images of yonder fat asses. Urianger after a night of smoking. Why do you know this Balmung Twitter account? Listen, SudaVR interacts with it, and I follow SudaVR, so I found it. And I found this fucking funny. Mine crime shall never cease. It's just some guy just shitposting. I found him too, he is hilarious, he's absolutely great. It's so good. It takes talent to Urianger post, indeed. Oh yeah, guys, if you have Twitter, go like my tweet. I need more interaction. Alright, let's actually get back to this. Because that was quite the tangent. That was quite the tangent I went on there. Alright, actually back to work. Shit. The sad Zelda music started playing and now I'm completely scatterbrained. Yeah, Rising Stones. Ether was the one to get closed and not Primal. Ether is the least memorable one. Ether's by far and away the most populated. Primal was, I think, the least populated. Might be neck and neck with Crystal, but I'm pretty sure it's overall the least populated. It's just it has a very distinct culture. Man, this damn song, dude. The music, I said we sad now. Indeed. It does control me. Dude, it's Gate of Time. Like, of course it's sad. Crystal used to be, but it's about to be. To not be, yeah. Just because of Asmon? No, it was by far and away the most populated before that. Believe it or not. It's always been the most populated. Because it's been around since the inception. Because Crystal at first didn't exist. At first, Crystal was in Ether, and then it became an offshoot. It used to be just Primal and Ether. Sup fight between the other two people? Yeah. That it's not remarkable. It is. Like, the other two are always talk shit about. On Primal, she's like, yeah, we just mind our own business. We raid a lot. We do a lot of community events that don't involve RP. Also, every world being preferred. No, there's always been a mix. There were some worlds, but that's because things like Genova and Adamantoise and Cactor have always been super populated. Like, it's changed a lot in the past year, because I've been watching and documenting it to a certain degree. I'm going to be rapping, I'm going to be talking about all that in the video. All the changes over the past 2 years.
Rather than the original plan of 7.0. Thus, the patch not only had to set up for Endwalker proper, dialogue, but also have set up for Endwalker. Thus, the patch not only had to set up for Endwalker 6.0 rather than the original plan of 7.0.
Bombing was character locked for expansions. It's nuts to see it preferred. Yeah, it is actually. Looks up F14 ERP. Okay, I just want to show you guys this. Like, legitimately, I want to block the FF14 tag almost daily. I want to block it almost daily. Bombing is preferred in months at least, yeah. I want to block it almost daily, because let me just find the Final Fantasy 14, like, section. Like, once I get recommended something that's, like, under Final Fantasy 14, we'll scroll down it, because, oh boy. Where is it? I'm just seeing, the Japanese are awake, okay? They start retweeting shit so fast. Very well, guys. Very well done, guys. Brian, Redlosk, and Smurfin. Very well done. You're gonna be rapping what? Wrapping all that around in a video. Like, wrapping all that up in a video. Talking about all that shit that has happened. For once, I cannot find it. This is strange. Oh yeah, the final VIP christening of the night. We've had 2 so far. There we go, the final christening has been done. Alright. Thus, the patch... It's just playing Twilight Princess music now. Okay, this is unfair, playlist. I'm not putting up with Ilya's theme right now. Yeah, this is better. The Sounds of the Seventh Gym? Oh no.
Not only had to set up for Endwalker proper, but also have more events that would have been key in the original plan for 6.0 that are important to Endwalker. I think the most obvious being something as important as a cure for tempering being first thought of and then found in 3 quests. And with how many important things like that take their sweet time in 14, I think that is a pretty obvious example of just condensing things. Not a bad patch, but not a stellar one that it feels a pretty obvious example of just condensing things.
They're great. Yeah, Actually, link me. I'm curious. I kind of want to stream a Zelda game this week. I just really want to play more Zelda again. Any Zelda. Is gonna be blocked in chat? Shit. Yeah, it is. Fuck. I forgot I turned off links. I'll re-enable those. I was worried about auto mod shit. 1 second, guys. My bad. That was legitimately my bad. That was me being stupid. Alright, I'll set it back to level 1 moderation. Alright, you're good to go. You should be good to link now. Also don't want to post the tweet if it's not safe. Are you kidding me? I just changed it. God damn it, I hate Twitch sometimes, man. Automod, I'm turning you off now. You guys can say literally anything in here. Okay, I think I can proudly say now you can do it. There we go. Oh, I've seen these. I have seen these. Alfie Swole, Leviarge, Ali Gaines, Leviarge. Yeah, I've seen these. That was fucking... It's very not safe for work. Then don't link it, man. For the love of God. Alfie Swole is jacked. Tata Group. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful, man. That is so good. I'm probably gonna turn auto mod back on later just to be safe, but wow. I know what this is. It's so unholy. Which one? The Alfie Swole Leviarge? Or the thing that Keha's talking about? The Swole twins have been the big amusement of Reddit for a while. Yeah, I've noticed. It's so good. I'm gonna kill... Stellar one that it feels sort of condensing things. Not a bad patch, but not a stellar one that it feels sort of crowded. That's my thoughts anyway. I mean, oh God. The Swole twins, holy shit. Yeah. No. 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 I'm not even taking... I just meant to purge, but man, I'm not taking that risk. Van Dan Swole. Swole twins are wearing shades. Oh boy. Oh, wrong thing. But my God, man. So the Soul Twins are now wearing shades. Of course they are. Alright. Goodbye, George. Okay. Well, that's this section of the video done. Well, not yet, but in terms of spreading things out. I got to get to drawing things at times. Oh, nice. Blurry face. My name's Blurry face. Is it not lined up? I get to contemplate my morality. I get to try and think, what would I do without the wonders of Final Fantasy XIV? And then I go, I wouldn't do anything. I'd be screwed in life. Alright. And this was a very important patch for endgame players. This was the first proper substantial content patch in 10 months. So it brought the aforementioned third and final raid tier of the Eden series called Eden's Promise. A new 24-man raid absolutely for the Southern disgusting. Front. How could he be so shit at the game, man? He's supposed to run this shit, dude. Thancred's a pussy, apparently. Man, I always knew that stupid ass was just a complete joke. Absolutely disgusting. I'm appalled. It's an appropriate size. A little bit bigger. Yeah, I think we're good. Thancred needs to get good. Yeah. Alright, and now we can do the blur in. 15 seconds. Released on December 8th of 20. Released on December 8th of 20. Yeah, we're good to go. Thancred is great. Thancred needs to get good. Oh yeah. My bad. I should have made the distinction more clear. Alright, so now is time to do the same shit up here. There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was released, but that's just a seasonal event, so whatever. Needless to say, this was a huge content patch that gave players quite a bit to work away at. A refreshing There was also this... Okay, so as for this shit, we then need to go and put some text down, and then write all what was included in the patch, which is the biggest pain in the ass of editing one of these things, honestly. Alright. Titles. Text. Where is it? Come on. There we go. That has been painfully grind. Oof. Released. Fuck. Released on December 8th of 2020. This was the first proper substantial content patch in 10 months. So it brought the aforementioned third and final... I need to drag this all the way to the end here. Raid tier of the Eden series called Eden's Promise. A new 24-man raid for the boat. I remember Eden's Promise launch. That was such a shit show. Ocean Southern Front called Delubrum Reginae with a 48-man Sabbath. Puppet's Bunker launch was probably the worst thing I've ever gotten around to. Oof. Version, and this was in addition to many updates to the Southern. 4.4 was Law Orders, right? Yeah, it was. 9 months now. It feels like a lifetime ago, and soon it'll be years since I started playing Final Fantasy. Yeah, it's already been a year for me, which is scary. It's fucking scary. Front. The next stage of the Resistance weapons, the second trial of the Sorrow War Elite series, and the Emerald weapon. What's the name of the Emerald weapon trial again? I just don't remember how to spell it. I know what it's called. Cash and Meridianum. It's been 5-ish going on 6 years for me. Hi, I'm new here. Hey, welcome on in, Flying Death. The great part of time flying by is expansions comes faster. That is true. But then you also look at the time that's gone by and go, holy shit, where did it go? Cash and Meridianum. Yeah, okay. Isn't Law and Order a TV show? The Law and Order weapon is a resistance weapon stage, but yeah, it is a TV show. It is a TV show. It is a TV show. Castor Marinum? Yeah, Marinum. New and Real Trial. The Naval. Unreal. I'm so disappointed with the final resistance weapon tier. Yeah, it's shit. Weapon, which also had an extreme version. There was also a new dungeon tied to the MSQ and a new Unreal Trial, which in this patch. Castor marinara sauce. Oh god. New dungeon. Wait, did we get any hard mode dungeons in Shadowbringers? Like at all? I don't think we did. What the fuck? Man, this expansion had no content. Do we get any Stormblood? Yeah. Blueburn Regine with a 48-man Savage. Because you got all the Heavensward Hard versions. This was in addition to many updates to the Southern Front. The next stage of the there's some you can pick up at Routers. Trial of the Sorrow War Elite series, and no, I think they abandoned the later half of Stormblood, but he can get. There are some in Stormblood. I missed my branch for a white mage. I don't like the Law and Order. It looks like a frying pan. The Law and Order is a super hit or miss. I think the first, like the stage 1 resistance weapons for Shadowbringers, all look fucking insane. Like I think they're all very good for the most part. There's a few that aren't. The second Law and Order set, they're okay. The third tier, the final one, Blades. What the hell is this shit? It's glowy metal. The Emerald weapon, which also had an extreme version. There was also a new dungeon tied to the MSQ and a new Unreal Trial, which in this patch was the Naval. There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was raid for the Bojans. I'm waiting with horror if my ninja ones stay looking like glow sticks. Okay, let's look up, I think animes are the best looking overall. Dude, I've been watching the stream for so long, but enough is enough. The story is so good. Why aren't you talking about the story? Go back to WoW. I never played WoW, my friend. Never once in my life. And I'm editing a video about this story. So, yikes. Alright, let me just... Yeah, okay, liar. Orc. Let me show you my YouTube channel, buddy. I don't care about feeding trolls, so... Come here if you want a meal. Wrong one. I literally have a video going over every single part of the story. ARR, 2.x, The gateway to greatness was patch 3.5. I have the entirety of Heavensward. The entirety of all the ARR, of all the Heavensward patches. Stormblood, the Stormblood patches. I have... You missed one? No, I didn't. I covered the first 4 patches in one video. The first 4 ARR patches. The final ARR patch. Yes, you did? Okay, which one did I miss, smartass? Think he's trying to wing you up? Wind me up? He can go ahead. I really don't give a shit. Right there? What do you mean right there? I'm curious, because there's some mystery part of the story I didn't notice. I'm curious. Dumbass. Hey. Cool. Oh, I gotta ask, my friend, do you have anything better to do tonight, or is this your idea of fun? You see, I want to go into psychology for part of it, so I'm actually very interesting. If you know about this story, then name every character right now. Every main scion, I can easily do that in seconds. If you want every character, we're going to be here all night. Exactly. Do it, every main scion. Let's think here. You have Y'shtola, Urianger, Thancred, Alphino, Alize, Kryl, Minfilia. You have Tataru. She technically is a scion. Alfie Swole and Alliganes. Name them, bet you can't. I literally just did, buddy. Now there's also Graha. I keep forgetting about Graha since he's quite new. Wrong. There's the people of Boja. Can't forget them. Oh, no. Okay, let's take a look at this. Augmented... Where is it? Blades. Okay. Oh, shit. This isn't actually bad. Ah, fuck. Blade subtlety. Did you forget the rest of the characters? Man, if you think I give enough of a shit to start listing random characters for hours, you're on something. Oh boy. So yeah, these are your ninja weapons. I got the thing next to my name, yep. Pickles? Yeah. Literally pickles. This is such terrible bait, yeah. This is, yikes. Austin Powers is the true warrior of light? True. They look a lot better glowless? Yeah, I'd imagine. Most things do. The matte version? Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, look at that Smurfin. That's much better. But I found a mod that makes them so much better. I don't really care about mods. Go back to World of Warcraft. I never played World of Warcraft, buddy. Glowless ones are neat. Yeah, the glowless ones are actually really cool. Duncan's friends, I don't think you know this, but you're talking to a 15-year-old. When WoW was in its height, I was less than 5 years old. So... saying fuck off back to WoW to someone who wasn't even alive when it came out is a little interesting. I might want to do Ninja to make that. Yeah, Ninja's really cool if you get the matte ones. Alright. Once I finish Anima Ninja, nice. I like the Machinist matte one. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Talk about ninjas. Nah, we're done with that. We've been talking about them for the last 10 minutes. Let's try 80. That's... ooh boy. Fill the screen. I can probably shrink this down a bit. Yeah, we're good. $85 normal. 7 years older than me. Younger? Yeah, I was about to say. Younger. Yeah, I was gonna say, man. Jesus Christ. An 8-year-old playing this game? Alright, that's good. Southern Front called Delubrum Reginae with a 48-man Savage version, and this was in addition to many updates to the Southern Front. The next stage of the Resistance weapons, the second trial of the Sorrow Elite series and the Emerald Weapon, which also had an extreme version. There was also a new dungeon tied to the MSQ, and a new Unreal trial, which in this patch was the Naval. There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was released, but that's just
I'll go back to
there was also a new dungeon tied to the MSQ, and there was also the Starlight Celebration, which began.
But now I feel old. I'm almost twice as old as you. Big deal, man. Just means that you're gonna probably die a couple years before me, and that's still 50 years off. So who gives a shit? All right.
Elite series and the Emerald Weapon, which also had an extreme version. There was also a new dungeon tied to the MSQ, and a new Unreal trial, which in this patch was
Listen, that's just how I am.
There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was released, but that's just a
You guys should know that by now.
There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch was released. Also the Starlight the Naval. There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began soon after the patch.
Doesn't really matter though. I've mostly hung out with people older than me pretty much my whole life, so.
There was also the Starlight Celebration, which began
Alright,
soon
there
after
we
the
go.
patch was released, but that's just a seasonal event, so whatever.
Just means you're gonna die. Listen, Fandaniel wants to kill everyone. He wants to kill you,
And you, and you, and then he wants to kill himself.
every single person has to die for Fandaniel to be happy. Every single one, no exceptions. He's a dangerous motherfucker. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, that's where it cuts off. Cool. That's that out of the way, so now we just need to go through music choice.
On December 8th of 2020, patch 5.4 released on December 8th of 2020. Patch 5.4 features rewritten.
Big
was the
deal,
first patch
dude.
I
Just
ever
means you're gonna die.
experienced with
True.
Endgame, having caught up with the story just a few weeks prior near the end of 5.3. And this was a very important patch for Endgame players, as I will never forget how excited and angry my FC mates at the time were about 5.4 bringing with it the first new raid tier in just under 10 months. Which of course was thanks to a little virus that fucked over development of 5.3 especially. This was the first proper substantial content patch in 10 months, so it brought the aforementioned third and final raid tier of the Eden series called Eden's Prom. We return to the Rising Stones and find that work on the preparation is nearly complete. The next part of the patch sees eventually the Patriarch is cured. We are sent to Alamigo where we see a giant dragon. As a Sunderdacian, well, it was definitely...
Alright, we're good. Now then, music. Which means we have to turn off Zelda. Very sad, but it is just what's gonna have to go on. Alright, so we're looking at just under 13 minutes. So the Matoya's Relic theme, I assume, can only bring us so far. So, oh, here's a good one. Virus, bro. As a sundered ass, hey, as a very sundered ass. As much as I like to include this, no. Can probably get away with Emerald Weapon theme. I've spelled that wrong. Yeah, big fat tacos, hell yeah. His ass is sundered, I guess, indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna use this, because I really do like this song, although I fucking hate it because of the amount of times I've run Emerald EX without it dropping the damn mount. Alright, download that. My redirect blocker is not working today, boys. One day I'll be able to do Diamond EX. Diamond EX is a lot of fun. How many totems do you have? Not enough, because I've spread it out so much. I like the song, but actually, I love this song. I hate the memories associated with it. Alright, Matoya.
Big fat tacos corrupted my mind. Now I can't look at the emerald weapon. Now I was thinking salsa verde. Oh god. I was so confused when I first did that dungeon. My FC mates were saying big fat tacos. I'm like, huh? What? What are you guys on about? I'm confused. Night, later, deal. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh, and I also miss Sammy. Yeah, later. Oh wait, no. So deal isn't going. It's Sammy. Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot. Bye, Sammy. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right. That's Matoya. Released on December. Not me. Yeah, I figured that out. Young Dilts TV, I appreciate the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. I love Matoya's Relic, but these days it just makes me mad when I get it over Pagothan because still don't have the aiming chest. I love Pagothan. I don't like Matoya. November 8th of 2020, patch 5.4, Features Rewritten was the first patch. This was the first. Needless to say, this was a huge content patch that gave players quite... It might be a bit weird to have guitars going in this song for, like, the... Needless to say, this was a huge content patch that gave players quite a bit to work away at. It's too good of a song to not include, for many after nearly 10 months of nothing besides the Southern Front. However, while content in this patch was abundant and great, the same can't really be said for the MSQ of the patch, which is, in my opinion, the weakest story patch since 2.x. Not bad by any means, just not as good as most story patches, and it was right after the end of the Shadowbringer story, which was I just hate the way that the mobs are spread out. It just feels so sparse. Moving into the MSQ, it begins with the Scions the bosses are pretty decent. Back into their bodies, meaning to discuss the future. But it doesn't stand at all back to suddenly arrives unannounced, and after happy reunion, informs the group that civil war once more has broken out within Garlemald after the death of Emperor Varus. She then invites everyone to join her in Girabania for an alliance with the soul to stagnate. However, unlike the souls of the Sin Eater victims, which could be coaxed out of stagnation, the souls of the Tempered cannot be reanimated without I hope to awaken trauma fate. Within other after people who have played this fight to oblivion Graha forms the hypothesis by creating this video. While being a very lacking personal expertise, but knowing one, while being a very visually interesting and fun the first. We'll cut at the part where we introduce Matoya again. That seems smart. That seems very smart. Big brain, some would say. Shit. Oblivion, you say? Return to Oblivion? Lacking personal While being a very visually interesting and fun the first time kind of dungeon, I really don't like Matoya's Relic overall. While the bosses are surviving, they exchange the normal pleasantries of Y'shtola and her mentor, immediately getting into extremely polite arguments before finally getting around to stating their business with the old Archon. Knowing the folly of creating an army of familiars by hand, Matoya lands upon the solution of creating a Mother Porksy capable of creating countless other Porksies, which would make assembling an army simply awaiting mechanics and being all around just fine. They really aren't all that enjoyable to fight, especially repeatedly, as is the norm for dungeons on the expert roulette. And though it is one of the faster dungeons... Alright, we'll crossfade those. Probably a 3-second crossfade, 2 for a second. 1 of 2. Alright. And undoing the tempering across Eorzea. Lacking personal expertise, but knowing self. With this heroic victory in the books, the Scions look to assemble an army of Porksies from the Black Wolf Rises across Eorzea. Lacking personal expertise, but knowing one such expert, they journey to the Dravanian hinterlands to speak with Master Matoya. Once arriving, they exchange the normal pleasantries of Y'shtola and her mentor, immediately getting into an extremely polite argument before with that whole ordeal sorted out, the next phase of the Admiral's plan begins. She instructs the Scions to use the cure for tempering on the Kobold Patriarch, and that in order to draw him out, the Scions could use the stolen crystals. Perfect bait for a creature looking to summon Titan back into the world. Of course, this plan comes with some risks, namely fighting face to face with Asahi, or rather his Ascian-occupied corpse. Does Asahi have his own theme yet? Not Asahi. Does Fandaniel have his own theme yet? Giorno's theme. Some people get them fast, some not. Yeah. Scott goes 500 once before I got the code. Oh god. Yeah, fuck it. We'll just go with the Asian theme. I really hope they give Fandaniel his own theme. Just for the tank code I might add? Oh god, what about the others? Or did you not bother? Did you just go, I'm never running fucking Scala again. I don't care if you have a gun to my head, I'm not getting back into that dungeon. Alright. I got every fucking coat other than tank. Oh boy. Who introduces himself as Fandaniel, the type him in Spot a Strange Tower. However, before we can, the Scions and the Admiral. However, the end of Happy-Go-Lucky Matoya's Relic music, and the beginning of Fandaniel is here, bitch. And he's not gonna let you live a nice life. It didn't make me quit the game after I got that coat. Then he put it on and you realize it looks like shit on your character. As a Sundered Asian, he himself should not be much trouble, so the warrior moves to apprehend the Asian, but is stopped by the Asian's large dragon companion, who he referred to from the beginning thanks to a few decisions. Oh, I rocked the coat. But it did bring a whole host of him and Spot a Strange Tower jutting. Obvious being something as important as a cure for tempering being first thought of and then found in 3 quests. And with how many important things like that take their... Alright, we'll crossfade that. I still do mostly on Gunbreaker Note. Ah, nice. However, before we can, the Scions and the Admiral are approached by a Maelstrom officer who begs to be followed. His Omrit was all those eons. Thus, the patch not only had to set up for Endwalker proper, but also have more events that would have been...
Habits is no coat. Coat is precious.
Flying in 5 years.
Coat is my precious.
I'm running the coat you have on right now with the free armor. Ah, nice. And key in the original plan for 6.0 that are so important to Endwalker. I think the most as important as a key. I think that is a pretty obvious example of just condensing things. Not a bad patch, but not a stellar one that it feels sort of crowded. That's my thoughts anyway. Bojan Defending is a very good coat. Yes, it is a very good coat. Probably my favorite, honestly. By far and away. Condensing things. Not a bad patch, sort of crowded. That's my thoughts anyway. Do the sheer grind you have to do there. I really like the grind that is Mboja. I think that it's actually very good. But to each their own. Okay. So, in 3.5 hours, we have managed to clown on Crystal quite a lot. And we have also managed to edit about 15 minutes of video. We've managed to edit about 13 minutes of video. This is good. And just like that, I am fucking tired. That is the wrong thing. I am going to close that window. Otherwise, sit around bored and game like always. Oof. Yeah, I'm tired as hell. I need to get some sleep and I need to get back at this early in the morning to get back on doing other shit. Thank you everyone so much for watching for the past 3.5 hours. I know that, no doubt we'd all rather be playing 14 than watching me edit a video about 14. Yeah, I think that's clear to say. But I appreciate you all spending the time here nonetheless. I really enjoy having the company while editing, and it's quite a nice change of pace from how it normally is. If you want to join the Discord server, there is, well, of course, a Discord server. Feel free to click that link and join it. We hang out in there quite a bit and just mess around and shit. Really, updates about videos, updates about streams, and then really everything. If you're here and you don't know my YouTube channel, which is what I'm most known for, please do consider giving that a check out. I make all Final Fantasy XIV videos covering quite a wide range of things. Twitter. I have a Twitter. I'm not going to bother linking that. But yeah, that's going to be it for me tonight, everyone. Thanks for streaming. Yeah, no worries, guys. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Let's see. Is there anyone to raid? Raid. Shadow Legends. Bye. Bye. No, there is not. well, that's not to be surprised. Is playing something. Do we? Yeah, let's go with Epic Urianger. Epic Urianger. If he doesn't speak like Urianger, I'm gonna be so incredibly disappointed. All right, we're gonna go over there. Go the fuck to sleep. I will. But first, we are going to raid Epic Urianger. The one good thing to come out of Balmung. The best account on Twitter. One of them. But yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. Go show them some love. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl or what. Frankly, it doesn't matter. Alright. Later, everyone. See you guys tomorrow, probably. I say that a lot and never end up streaming, but yeah. Later.